and Armin Saryan.
I'm trying to have an unremarkable chili.
Join the show now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. 1-877-794-1973.
Wait a minute, these guys are cool, but not that cool.
No BS is presented by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Now, Billy and Armin on the game.
As Big Voice Guy said, these guys might be cool, not that cool. Hopefully, we're going to be entertaining enough for you for the next 3 hours. It's No BS on the game. Billy Schmidt, Armin Saryan. It's a Dave Gasper production. As always, 877-794-1973. Appreciate you hanging out and enjoying all day long to the game and being a part of our festivities and a part of our, well, let's be honest, shenanigans. And whatever that turns into on Five Wide always launches us into a fun thing. Of the home videos that you're potentially never going to remember having, and Brian Butch digging those things out, I would love to know on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line when people start cleaning out the basement.
That's a great question, Billy.
Because that exact part of what Brian Butch is doing for the rummage sale, it's going to get to rummage sale season here in Wisconsin very, very soon. If you're cleaning out the basement time for the rummage sale, like just in preparation for the rummage sale, you're a little bit too late. You got to be able to dig in there and give yourself a good 2 months like Brian is finding those gems, because you're never going to realize what 1987 Brewers baseball card you're going to see and admire for 15, 20 minutes.
And that's the key to what you just said. You said it, Billy. I'm telling you, we're on the same wavelength, because you need to give yourself time to ensconce, to enjoy the memories.
Enjoy each individual memory you find.
And there are some people, and there are some people that just don't get it. I mean, I don't know. Some people will never understand that. Like, it's going to take time for me to clean this stuff up. Why? Not because it takes actual time to move boxes, because I need to go through each thing and remember them and consider them and just wallow in the memory of what I was doing, what it means to me. This is a big process.
I was back in my childhood when I had this.
Yes.
And then put it right back in the box and right back where it was.
And say, I can't wait to see this in 5 years, too.
But Butch doesn't even, and I think he does, but he doesn't want to really be too vulnerable.
He doesn't want to admit being a little sentimental.
Let's be honest. He's not just going through boxes of tapes and converting them. What he's doing is he's going through his memories. He's going through his life. He's processing every moment of the maturation of growing up, of the journey he's taken. And it's not just boxes of tapes. And I want to say this now, because like people are, my mom and my dad, like, you got all these VHS tapes. You have all these game tapes. I'm like, it's not just the tapes. It's the memories. It's the moments. It's what they meant to me. It's what I still hope for them to mean in the future. At the time, Billy, I hate to be this guy, but I'm gonna make myself feel seen and go like elder millennial, like more
as nostalgia as you can. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Exennial. Like, if I needed to see a game, my favorite game or a great moment, I couldn't just go on YouTube and find it again. If I wanted to watch Magic, Miracles, and True Believers, the true story of the 1987 Brewers, with the Jim Gantner, Smokey Bear public service announcement,
which is real Team Streak, even though 2025 feels like Team Streak 2.0.
Great point. I had to make sure that tape was where I needed it, that the VCR worked, that I had the tape. I mean, you needed a physical copy of that thing if you wanted to see it, or else you just weren't gonna. I mean, it's easy now to just, put something in the cloud and the ether and be able to call it up whenever you want, be able to watch it whenever you want, but not back then, man. That was your world. And I grew up without cable most of my life, which means I couldn't guarantee myself sports on.
So that's why you recorded all of the 92 finals and watched every single one of them 84,000 times.
You got it, Billy. That's why I taped the Rose Bowl in 94 and watched it a million times over and over. Because I'm like, if I need to watch a game, I got a tape right here to watch it.
Right here.
It meant something, man. It really did. So I understand Butch has got it. In a lot of ways,
if anybody had a tear in his eye while Brian Butch was explaining those videos, it was Armin Saryan.
Because that's like a job to do. It's a household chore. It's cleaning out the basement, but there's also an enjoyment there. It's like
you do know that
it's the most fun household chore.
Yeah. Butchie's watching more of those tapes than he's willing to admit. Right? Like, as he's sitting down making sure that it
absolutely
right, he sits down into the chair and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure that this runs, and then I'll come back and check in and wait a second. Oh, I remember this possession. Hold on. I'm going to hit a 3 right here.
Yeah.
Bang.
He's like, man, I remember.
Come on
this
down
one.
the floor. He's nodding along, just looking around. Nobody's watching. Okay, cool. Blake's not here, right? Megan's not coming downstairs. All right, sweet.
He's
Hold
got
on.
his big bowl popcorn.
I'm gonna get a big block right here. Just
Yeah.
wait, watch. Watching him send one
Well,
into the third row. That must be awesome too, of just being able to watch yourself dominate.
When you were the best one on the court. I mean, Brian had a good career, great career, but he wasn't always the best player on the court. But in those moments, he was.
Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
like you think when Brian gets all those tapes together, he's not going to pull out that Custer game when he put up 45.
I was gonna say drop 45.
Yeah, you don't think he's going to pull that one out first?
Enjoy that one.
Let's convert this one first. Let's convert. Let's hit play. And
That's
convert
why
this.
when and this along the lines of what we heard yesterday. Hey, there's gonna be a Netflix documentary about Brett Favre. The Netflix documentary about Aaron Rodgers. He said, I've actually never watched Super Bowl 45, and at some point I call BS really quickly on that. Because if anybody at any point in time wants to put themselves in the happiest moment of their life, you just pop that DVD in, baby. You just pop that YouTube, turn YouTube on, click play, and you're immediately put right back into that moment. I'm gonna call BS on that one.
Yeah.
There's no BS. We got to call it out. I think you're watching that moment. I think you're enjoying every single time.
You tell
can.
it like it is,
Yeah.
and Billy, I totally agree with you. Unless you're a different type of person, which I don't understand. I don't know how you
I'm
know.
excited to hear how many times Brett's watched Super Bowl 31 and watched himself audible that play.
Oh
If he was
my
watching the 49ers Super Bowl games all day long in the hotel room in New Orleans, you know he's done that on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, because he loves telling that story. And why wouldn't you? I'd love telling that story too. It's a great story. I'd love telling the story a million times about how Ty Detmer taught me the nickel and how I watched that play. I saw Joe Montana. I audibled the same play. It's just like one of the great stories ever.
Bobby
Yeah.
and Minnetonka, I digitized a pile of 8mm movies from my youth in the 50s and 60s. It was a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
again, it's a lot of work,
It's a labor of love at that point.
but it is a labor of love
I
once you
think-
start doing that.
Now, B Hintage is interesting here. My wife will absolutely not allow me to throw out stuff in the basement. So he
Oh.
wants to, but I've been trying to unload my son's wrestling figures since he moved out, but he doesn't want them, and she'll notice if I donate them.
Yeah,
First
you're
of all-
your host.
first
There's
of
no
all,
chance.
You might want to try selling those. They might be pretty valuable, some of those things. No, Billy?
Could,
I mean,
yeah,
the
no doubt
wrestling
about
stuff?
it. Could,
Gotta
and
find
he's
a collector.
yeah, he's like the non-sentimental stuff. However, I've been throwing away
Yeah.
periodically without her acknowledging. That's a great call, right? What you have to do is just slowly
Slowly do it.
take
Yeah.
little parts, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, sweet, this whole room is now cleaned out.
The
You don't
problem
even have
is,
to worry
if
about
she's listening, now she knows.
I'm gonna go
So
out on a
it's-
limb and say she's
Right.
not. However, I did get called out yesterday because the one time that apparently my wife decided to listen was
Oh, man. What did you
yesterday
say?
when I decided to say, she played me like a fiddle yesterday.
yeah.
I was like, did I?
What? You didn't enjoy that, Alec? I thought you would
Hold
enjoy
on.
that.
Did you get any of the desk done yesterday when I was putting the kid to bed for 45 minutes?
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
Emotional damage. What are we doing here?
Emotional. Damn. Well, we're here to tell you
Tough
that
luck for
we,
Billy.
we were trying to tell you that you were the mastermind, Allie. Come on, like you were the mastermind.
Trying to
here.
pump her up.
Yeah, trying to
Trying to
give you
gas
some
everybody
prop.
up in the household, but
Right.
instead you just no. But listen, once you're whoa,
Oh, who's
Oh,
here?
look who it
holy
is.
cow,
Who's here?
Bango's in the house.
Bango's in the house.
What's
What's
going on,
going on?
Bango? Get him in here. Get this guy
Come
into
on.
the studio. What are we doing, dude?
Get in here,
Bango is
Bango.
walking around here trying to scare us here on No BS. All of a sudden, walking through, hanging out. Open the door for crying out loud, Armin. Hey,
What is Bango bringing in?
Bango's bringing Bango into the house.
Oh my goodness.
Bango's got
his own
Bango ready to rock the rivers and shake the lakes. And now
There
it's
he
time to
is.
celebrate the Bucks getting into the
There we
NBA
go.
playoffs
Let's go,
for the
playoffs,
ninth
let's go.
consecutive year. Let's go,
Playoff
Bango.
vibes are-
Come on now. All
Bango,
right.
Thanks. He's giving us a cut because I know you
That's what
don't
I'm
talk,
talking
so
about.
We're going to the playoffs. Bucks
on,
playoffs
Bango.
presented by
Listen to
BMO with a bango. Here you
That
go.
was not a clean dap.
All
That was
right.
all on me, Bango. That was all on me.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm just trying to
Way
get a
better
little bit of-
dap time number 2.
Yeah,
Way
there we
better
go.
dap with Bango time number 2. Bucks Pacers. This is where it starts. Bucks.com/playoffs to be able to go get your tickets.
All
And
right.
fear the deer, for crying out loud. And have Tyrese Halliburton fearing the deer when he gets back to the city of Milwaukee. Because Bango, I know you don't talk. All right, we're not going to try to put you into that situation
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
But this Tyrese Halliburton cat was trying to make himself way too comfortable here last year, right? Could you feel that? Could you guys sense that last year? Well, the energy is going to be palpable, and I know that you're going to be bringing the heat. Now, I'm not going to ask you to jump off the ladder again. All right, we're going to hope that you don't do that because that was way too dangerous. But
But I know you'll do what it takes for the Bucks to win. to
but
get the
Bango,
crowd
if you got to rev up that Harley again,
yeah, why not? I like
run that
that.
thing out in the start of the fourth quarter. How about 210 t-shirts in 10 seconds? 210 t-shirts in 10 seconds. Bango. Now that's going to fire up the crowd here. Whoa, you got double barrel t-shirt gun action. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Bango. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Thanks for stopping
We're
by.
gassed up now for the
Appreciate
playoffs.
that,
You're the
Bango.
dude. Let's go.
the
We got the cardboard cutout
Check
Bango
it
in the
out,
house right out of the gates. The YouTube stream is getting a look at Bango hanging out in the studio, getting himself a look at the beautiful cutout, which is going to be behind me now, I think, going forward on the YouTube stream.
That's a good backdrop. You really can't beat that. Yeah, you really can't.
All due
beat
respect
that.
to the 97.3 The Game logo, I think the Milwaukee Bucks look a little bit better behind.
I think it does.
Does
I think
that
it
work?
does. Yeah, I think that should be the playoff vibe. We're gonna have a nice long playoff run here, Billy. We're gonna be playing into June. I hope. I mean,
You almost said January. They will be playing January next
Yeah,
year.
they
But
will
we're
be
playing
playing.
into June this year, and it starts with beating the brakes off the Indiana Pacers. Saturday, noon tip, Bucks Pacers. Bango. Appreciate you stopping by, brother.
Let's
Let's
get
go.
that. Thanks, Bango.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Bucks.com/playoffs. Go get your tickets
Man.
right now. Let's go. That was awesome.
Nothing like having Bango's head pop into the window there, man.
Well,
I mean,
and the thing is, he's enjoying. Look, right now is the best time to be a Buck.
indeed.
Right now is the best time to be a Buck. Playoff time and not season.
Yeah, it's. I
Right.
mean, it's not. Yeah, we're not.
We're not
season.
into November.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
No
You be,
snow. They
you
can't
be
track
careful
you.
out there, okay?
Yeah.
Let me running around. Appreciate you, Bango.
for
Let's go.
headlights,
That was
indeed.
awesome.
That was one of the great electric live. This is why we go. This is why we're live on the stream,
Yeah.
Billy. For
The
the
wonders
moments
of
like
live
this.
radio.
Because now in the new studio, we have this big old window that's right in the middle of our location. Now, thank you for that. Put Bango right next to me.
Feel good, man, right there.
That's what I'm talking about. So in this new beautiful Iron Jock studio built by Reamer Remodel,
Yeah.
we have this big old bay window that's right here.
Which we didn't have before.
Which
these
we
type-
never
yeah,
had.
Yeah.
And for people with the attention span of a squirrel like myself,
Perfect.
very dangerous. Very dangerous. Our
Well,
friend,
yeah, but yeah,
our friend
it's
Teresa
great.
walks by and I'm like, oh, sweet, Teresa. It's one of those weird ones where they're trying to get your attention and you're like, hey, yeah, appreciate you. All of a sudden, that antler pops through.
It's an electric factory.
That was
Absolutely.
awesome.
You know, and I gotta compliment you, Billy, also on your interviewing skills. It's not easy to interview a mascot. You did a great job there. I gotta
Thank
give you a
you.
lot
I
of credit
appreciate
there.
that.
You
Thank
you had the whole dialogue going both ways, and that was great work right there.
What really it is sign language. You just got to be able to figure
Yeah.
out what he wants.
So, and I love that he comes in and get us gassed up for the playoffs a little bit here. Let's go, baby. All right.
Bucks.com/playoffs.
That's
Let's
playoffs.
go.
There it is. Let's go.
It's Red Hot Tim Knott.
No free
Bango
shirts.
has a double barrel t-shirt gun.
Yeah.
Who does he think he is? John Morant? Hey, John Morant
Oh,
was
here we
not
go.
throwing the t-shirt gun last
No,
night.
he's throwing
That's a
t-shirt
grenade.
grenade.
Listen, he also hit a three, and I didn't see him fire the grenade. Makes sense why the Grizzlies lost last night.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played pretty well, though. I thought Scottie Pippen Jr. played
He did.
well, but Steph is Steph, man. That's just the way it is. And Jimmy does his thing in the playoffs as well. But Steph Curry closing the door. Don't know if you're able to stay up late enough to watch it, Billy, because it ended like at 1 a.m.
Oh my God.
I was dozing in and out, but I was able to keep my eyes open in the dark for those 2 threes. So that
I-
was pretty impressive.
I tried
Yeah.
so hard. And all of a sudden, as I woke up for one of the breaks that, once you get past 30, you have to take in the middle of the night.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, what, 20-point comeback. I missed all of this.
Yeah.
And then I
no, it was a
realized that I
wild-
had already had like 4 hours of sleep and I was okay with it. But playoff Jimmy was in effect. Allie LaForce was asking Desmond Bain about it.
Yeah. What did
I
he
don't
say?
know how I'd feel about that. I don't know how I'd feel about that if I'm Desmond Bain and I'm in the process of dropping 30 myself. Just like, well, this playoff Jimmy is back. How are you guys going to stop him? First off, never call him that in my presence again. However, I think he did score or assist on 15 straight points at the end of the first quarter when that interview took place. He was phenomenal last night. It's exactly why the Warriors went and got him. Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic, just Cole Anthony all over the Atlanta Hawks.
That was wild too. I mean, I expected the Magic. I thought the Magic would win that game. I didn't expect it to be Cole Anthony going nuts. Paolo didn't have a great shooting night, but overall had a good night. He filled the stat sheet up, so he did his thing. So yeah, a couple good. What a great way to kick off the playoffs though last night, Billy, with that second game.
It's a great
lot of
start,
fun.
and I will say I know the play-in tournament is definitely a manufactured oddity in the landscape of the playoffs. I love that it gives the teams a week off before they get to the playoffs, so you get a little bit fresh.
That is kind of nice. Make sure you get the best product on the court for the fans, right?
And it's one of the
Fresh.
reasons why I loved the one-game wild card playoff in baseball. I loved the wild card one game, start with a game 7 right away. I understand it was very, very very unsimilar to what the baseball season is.
Like
right?
not in terms of like equity and all that
It
stuff.
does
and
not
fairness.
represent
Yeah.
what a baseball grind of a season is. Okay,
Right.
sweet. You just play 162 games. Now you got to play one game. All it matters to get into the postseason. But you start with that electric factory, it's going to work. And last night, both games had great drama, great comeback right out of the halftime locker room for Atlanta, and Orlando pushes them back with the son of Greg Anthony, Cole Anthony, putting up 26 last night. And now they get the Boston Celtics. Congratulations.
That's your prize.
That's a hell of a prize.
That's your prize. That's your reward.
That's a heck of a prize.
Right there.
You get the 2-seeded Boston Celtics. Congratulations. And good luck in that postseason run.
Indeed.
877-794-1973. Don't need luck. We just had Bango drop
What
in
a
here.
banger.
Bucks.com/playoffs.
What a banger, no pun intended, of a first segment, though. I mean, we're going to basements. We had Bango. We're talking a little NBA playoffs. And yes, B-Rad, I did say to Bango, watch out for the headlights. Listen,
Yeah, you did say watch out for headlights.
I remember the great, there was a great commercial, the great NBA commercial years ago. I think it was Brandon Jennings riding the RV in the middle of the night where Bango comes out of the forest. That was one of my favorite things. So, whatever. We can make some deer jokes with him. He's cool with it.
He was fired up. He was glad when I said, hey, man, you just be careful out there.
It's not,
It's not in season.
But you never know, right? Yeah.
We're not in season, but just be careful out there. We need you for all the playoff run. We need you all the way into June. And we need you on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973.
I was appreciative he came in. I love the cardboard cutout. I did notice one thing, though. Well, do we get to keep this cardboard cutout, first of all? I think we do.
I would imagine so. I mean, they left and left it here.
They
So
talk about that's cool. The T-shirts, like no shirts, like no free shirts or anything.
there's no money in shirts,
Nothing
Armin.
free. We didn't get it
Holy
free.
Zabin, what are we doing here?
No, I'm
You
kidding.
did-
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm being funny. No, I don't need anything. I'm just kidding. I don't need a free T-shirt.
It was hilarious. 877-794-1973. It's no BS on the game. All right, Bango is getting us ready for playoff time. Playoff basketball is here. And the best way to play during playoff basketball is with the Underdog Fantasy app. They may have just become the best place to do pick'ems during the NBA playoffs. Let me fill you in. The extender promo is a new way to increase your boosts each round of the playoffs. You start a playoff series using your game one boost token on the Underdog Fantasy app and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one and the next one. The longer the series goes, the bigger the boost. Series goes to game 7 and you continue to boost each game, get 100% profit boost token to include on your pick'em play at Underdog Fantasy. To play, all you do is download the Underdog app, sign up using promo code Billy, and choose higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It can be points, threes, assists, first half points, first quarter points. They have so many statistics to choose from, and playing on Underdog is an absolute layup. You can also play for as little as only $1. It's my favorite question. I don't want to play a lot. I don't want to go big, but you can bet. You can play big. But you can also play for as little as only $1 and win up to 1,000 times your money with your hoops knowledge on the Underdog Fantasy app. Download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code Billy, and unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code Billy. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. Friday, test your skills in the ultimate cornhole tournament at 3 p.m. Every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. Make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you're at the draft live. Chances to win great prizes every day. Meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Fame player Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Try your skill at the Leap Wall. Great drink specials at just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week. Watch the live radio row with multiple stations broadcasting live all day. Join the game's Drew and KB during their show Tuesday through Friday starting at 3 p.m. That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
People can't stop screaming about Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza. And no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's frozen aisle and find out for yourself why sport Call it Screamin' Sicilian Holy Pepperoni Frozen Pizza. The best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screaming is about.
Did you know that there are nearly 300 runners from Wisconsin competing in this year's Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America? For some, running Boston is a bucket list experience. Others are determined to break a personal record, but thousands of runners are doing it for a good cause. Together, we can help them raise money and make a difference. So find a runner, help a cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/help-a-cause. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, presenting partner of the Boston Marathon. References to charitable organizations are not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Metalcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com. Metalcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
Save big money at Menards. Find the perfect outdoor lighting for your patio and walkway with Patriot Lighting. Add a modern, clean style to your yard with a 10-pack of Majestic Solar LED path lights. They automatically turn on at dusk for up to 8 hours of illumination with no wiring required. Pick them up today. On sale now through April 20th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
KB here from my friends at Urchel Real Estate Group. Are you buying or selling? If you need a trusted real estate agent, broker, lawyer, and overall real estate guru for your home or business, go to urchelrealestate.com. That's urchelrealestate.com or email Greg at urchel.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level. Your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
111 East Kilbourne, Milwaukee. CordellCordell.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
The Milwaukee Admirals regular season finale is Friday night at 7 against the rival Chicago Wolves at Panther Arena. The Admirals will sport their iconic Euchre-style jerseys, which will be auctioned with proceeds benefiting four of Bob's favorite charities: Make-A-Wish Wisconsin, ALS Association, Wounded Warrior Project, and Freighter, and the Medical College of Wisconsin for Cancer Research and Critical Care. Plus, all fans receive an Admirals team picture thanks to the Wisconsin State Fair and Zaz's Restaurant and Catering. Looking for a great value? Get an Admirals ticket, plus a ticket to the 2025 Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular for only $24, or high school or college students with valid student ID can get a slice of delicious Ian's Pizza at any retail location, and ads ticket for only $13. Check out money-saving ticket packages on MilwaukeeAdmirals.com. That's Admirals Hockey, Friday at 7. Admirals Hockey is presented by Landmark Credit Union. For all things Admirals, including stylish merchandise, upcoming playoff information, or ticket specials, log on to MilwaukeeAdmirals.com or download the Admirals app. And remember, don't just buy tickets, invest in memories.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
97.3 The Game.
If
I could buy a house on memory lane, I'd put my money down and I'd sign my name on that little corner lot where it don't ever rain.
No BS on the game. Thanks for hanging out. That's Armin Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. I almost called you Billy Schmidt. Would you like to be Billy Schmidt for a day?
Yeah, for a day, that'd be awesome.
Don't do that.
No, I don't mind. I'd like to be you for a day. It'd be kind of fun.
I'd like to know what it's like to be 5'8".
I was gonna say I'd be a bigger guy. I'd be 10 years. I'd be younger.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that would be good for you.
Yeah, I haven't known what being 5'8's like since like 6th grade.
No doubt. Well, in the 160 pounds that Armin Sarian is soaking wet, I would like to enjoy that.
Would you though?
Again, I haven't been 160 pounds since
6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be kind of fun. That'd be an interesting life to do. Don't know that I could do it for much longer though.
If I'm gonna be you for a day or for a week, I'm not picking next week. I want you to be you next week.
Oh,
that's a big week for you, right?
For the NFL draft?
Well, that obviously, yeah.
Oh, because I'm having a baby. Yeah, definitely.
I'm talking about the Bill Schmidt draft.
That's definitely a bigger one.
You got a first rounder coming.
We got a big first round pick coming. Now we'll
Yeah.
figure out exactly what day. We'll figure most likely Tuesday.
There are some things
is what it's looking like
We all,
here. However, I just got the report from the wife. All systems go. Everything.
Let's
looks
go,
good.
let's go,
Everything
let's
looks
go.
good. All clear. So we're ready to go. We're clearing the runway, and more importantly, appreciate all you guys for the work that you're going to end up doing additionally next week. So thank
no
you.
problem.
Thank you in advance for the additional work that I'm
Yeah.
potentially going to throw on your plate on the busiest week that we've maybe had in the state sports wise in a long time.
That's true. It is going to be no doubt about that. I mean, you, obviously, right? Brewers, Bucks playoffs, and of course, hosting the NFL draft. A situation where I really never thought. You know, you kind of think about something like that. Like, were we ever really going to host the draft? Like, and the fact it's still kind of surreal that it's actually happening. You know, so it's one of those
1,000%.
It's one of those things. Never say never, right? People always say, "Well, we couldn't do the Super Bowl." Maybe not, but you know, you never know how the landscape changes. Once upon a time, I'm sure people said the same thing about the draft. So it's gonna be pretty cool to have all the eyes of the sporting world on our state for a while.
And we keep getting all the information from the NFL of different events they got coming up, different things that are going to be happening those 3 days, different things that are happening throughout the whole week up in Green Bay. Most importantly, though, continue to let you know the NFL draft presented by Bud Light, by the way.
All right. Not
Okay,
bad.
that.
Yeah.
You can register for free entry right now, NFL.com/draft access, or, which is really what you should do, download the NFL One Pass app. Once registered, you'll get your admission with a QR code. NFL.com/OnePass is how you can go and download that One Pass app, or just search for it on your app store. You'll find it right there. Download. It's your one-stop destination for all the event details, where player autograph schedules are going to be, maps, transportation information, which we are also going to have potentially next week. We're going to be letting you know exactly where you should be going,
Absolutely.
how you're getting there.
Yep.
I would urge you just go with Potawatomi
I was
Casino
gonna say,
Hotel. Like that to me sounds like the best opportunity possible.
When we talked to Luis, I'm like, you know what? That would be pretty tempting to do if I didn't have, work to do. That'd be a pretty tempting idea of just taking
if you weren't working, you would potentially be doing that. I would guarantee I'd be doing that.
Just to let
no
them
stress.
let them
drive.
let them
Oh my
drive.
God. No stress, no worry. They drive you to and from. There's food that comes a part of your $600, the stay and go package.
Yeah.
One of the best deals around.
That
$600,
is.
you're going to get a $100 food credit, $100 free play credit. The only deal in the state, I think, where you're going to have the opportunity, they're going to give you an opportunity
to win it all back.
I
love that.
And
Free
potentially
play.
more with free
Yeah.
play.
And those
fantastic stuff.
And beautiful hotel. You mentioned those are very nice hotel rooms, Billy. So
The best hotel in the city. And
Yeah.
the other part of it is, Armin, which may be my favorite part. You get to bring your own booze on.
that's huge. That's huge.
There we go.
Carry on.
You're
Let's
probably
go.
not going to need it on the way home. If you're really trying to put the foot down to the accelerator when you guys are leaving Green Bay at 11:15, good on you. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are deciding for that to be a shut-eye time. Get back to the Potawatomi Casino, get a little second wind, and run for another 3 or 4 hours.
Now it's funny we're sharing the information about it, obviously, and what's going on for the draft. It's funny you mentioned that because I was telling myself yesterday, would that be possibly also an electric factory in the bus on the way back? Like, you think
There's
about,
a very good chance the bus turns into a party on the way
if
home.
everyone's carrying on their own, their own stuff, and everybody had a great day, and all of a sudden we're on the bus. Like, have you ever been on one of those bus trips to Lambeau or whatever? Like, you've been on one of those. Those are electric sometimes.
But the drive up is 15 out of 10.
I know, right? It is.
Drive home's usually like a 3 out of 10. There's
Take
a
a
lot of
nap.
snoring.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are sitting there, or then there's the one kid that would potentially be Armin Sarian who is just loudly going over every single play of the game.
About the game.
Doing his own post-game show for everybody that's on the bus.
McMillan. Oh my God, the way good he went around, he traded up. He got Teteroa McMillan.
I can't wait.
Greatest day ever. He's gonna be number one wide receiver.
Look at this game that he played last year. He played Arizona State. He was the best player on the field. It was insane. I couldn't imagine what he did in the what he did in the Big 12. When he did the Big 12, he's going to do 15 times that in the NFC North. That would be fantastic to be able to do this as well.
That's really good. That's what it is, basically. That's hilarious.
Also, Dave, good news on our friend Teteroa McMillan. We're going to talk more about the NFL draft when Wayne Larrivee stops by in about 15 minutes from right now. Yesterday, Mel Kiper Jr. Now, some people say, who the hell is
Todd.
Who the hell's Mel Kiper anyway?
Who's the hell? Bill, who the hell is Mel Kiper anyway?
Mel Kiper Jr. is the guy talking NFL draft, right? The guy talking NFL draft. Still on ESPN. Now with Field Yates on his side, no longer Todd McShay, who's now at the Ringer.
Right.
Yesterday, they did a 2-hour television event of their mock draft. Now,
let's go.
As much as I love the NFL draft,
watch that
I could not sit down for a full 2-hour special of watching guys decide who they're going to pick in their mock draft.
It's like the schedule show. It's like the schedule release show. It's the same idea.
Another one that I struggle to tap in for.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I love finding it out at 7:01.
Yes, exactly.
By 7:13, I'm pretty much done with it.
Right.
However, last night, Shamar Stewart, who was a draft pint, by the way.
I do remember him, yes.
Selected by the Green Bay Packers and Mel Kiper Jr. and Field Yates mock draft.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Let's go. I'm good with that. Another D end, right?
But
what? Okay.
At pick 25.
Oh.
Teteroa McMillan. So they had McMillan available at 23, not having to go up, not having to mess around in that standpoint, which there, Dave, it's going to be very, very difficult, I think, if Teteroa McMillan is available at 23 to not go there.
It would be such a Packers thing, though, for all of us to be like, all right, Teteroa McMillan, that's the guy. Everyone wants him. He's there by some stroke of luck, and the Packers are going to be like, no, we're going to go elsewhere.
We're going to go with lineman.
Yeah, that would just be so typical.
That would be very Packers, yeah.
That's what's probably going to happen, especially after I already came up with like T-Mac. I was coming up with nicknames for Tet McMillan,
Cooper DeJean, he's there. And,
Oh, we'll
there he goes.
So it's never what you expect. Like, when's the last, I really believe this, the only one and only time the Packers got who I expected them to get was B.J. Raji. I really don't remember another time.
It's a good one, yeah.
That was the one time when everyone's like, we're going to the 3-4. You need a great athletic nose. We're at 9. There's a great one at Boston College. Like, everyone's like, he's going to go to Green Bay, and we actually did. I really don't remember a time when we got the guy I really thought they were going to get.
Now,
I could be wrong.
B.J. Raji's the most recent. My favorite, and people are already queuing up the NicoletLaw.com talking text line to crap on this one.
Yeah.
At number 5 when they drafted A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, that is another one.
That was one where,
That's
it was going to be a tough deal. Some people thought maybe they go Vernon Davis, who was at 6, and the thought was, wait, you're really going to take a top 5 tight end? Now, Vernon Davis ended up being pretty dang good.
Really good player.
However, A.J. Hawk was a pretty dang good player, all-time leading tackler for the organization, not Brian Urlacher, which was one of the reasons why people were still upset with it.
And he was so dominant at college at Ohio State.
It's amazing.
It was a lot like the big dog situation. Like, Glenn Robinson was so dominant at Purdue. This was like, you're going to have to take him. And both became good pros. But I think because of the expectation, obviously, that was the perspective. It was like, well, did they underachieve? Because we expected them to be stars, or just game changers, which some games they were. I always say that about, Glenn Robinson as well. And some games, A.J. Hawk really helped you win a lot of games.
They don't win Super Bowl 45 without A.J. Hawk that season. Like, the amount of injuries they had in the middle, he was such a steadying force and being able to get everybody lined up, let alone run the defense. Fantastic one. We're going to try to catch up with Aaron Nagler during the week. He is flying into Wisconsin as we speak. He was going to try to be a part of the radio show today. However, the Eagle is going to be landing at Appleton Airport here in a matter of an hour or so. So we're going to get Nags later on in the week.
Text Tyler Herrick to see what plane I can track.
He did mention, though, somebody yesterday, I love this one, at Aaron Naglers, where you follow him on Twitter. I tweeted at him. It's going to be Shamar Stewart, and we're going to have to be forced to hear how great of an athlete he is despite having zero productivity. Nags responded, yeah, and then we're going to have to hear people like you be miserable about a brand new member of our Green Bay Packers before he even plays a single snap in the NFL.
Who's miserable? I'm always supporting who we are, not who we are not. All right.
Oh, but Packers Twitter's a little
Well,
different.
they are, yeah.
Packers Twitter's a little different.
I mean, even Dave's cheering for Quinn Priester these days.
Hey, are we?
Hey, come on.
Are we
now.
cheering for Quinn Priester yet?
Oh, no.
I mean, I was never against them trading for him. Just the price
Just
that you
the
paid.
trade they made. You were
trade
a very,
they
very
made,
not
you
fan
paid
of.
a little too much, in my opinion.
Even Dave Gasper is a Quinn Priester guy.
I don't know though. You throw 5 no-hit innings, they might have gotten a deal.
Hey, I had my article yesterday on Athlon after the game. Like, hey, this trade's paying immediate dividends right now.
Immediate dividends. Let's go, Dave Gasper.
Dave is now selling T-shirts that say Quinn Priester is my daddy. All right, so go
Whoa.
buy one. All right.
877-794-1973. 877-794-1973.
Yankees
Doug
are my
Russell's
daddy.
going to be in here with an update on the other side. Then it's Wade Larrabee talking some NFL draft with us next on the game. Jeez Louise.
Never fade, never fade.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90NATION or visit them at windownation.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Don't let an outdated garage door define your home. Revamp your home's appearance with a new ideal garage door. Choose from our large in-stock selection or design your own using our free designer. Save big on ideal garage doors. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
KB here to tell you about the amazing job CertaPro Painters did on our home's exterior. The crew was professional, on time, paid attention to every detail, and now our house looks brand new. The quality, chef's kiss. If you need painting done right, call CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. To schedule a free estimate for your home or business and learn about their spring sales event going on through May 15th, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
Drew here. Join me and KB today at 5 to play Pep's Draft House Daily Trivia for your chance to win one of 4 Ultimate Tailgate packages or Pep's Pizza for a year, courtesy of our friends at Pep's Pizza. Drew and KB's Draft House Trivia today at 5.
Tired of feeling like you're in a fishbowl every time you hit the road? It's time to tint your windows. Tinting your windows will not only block harmful UV rays, but also reduces glare and keeps your car cooler on those scorching summer days. We offer a lifetime warranty on film and installation. Charisma offers a color-stable film that makes your vehicle look great, and a ceramic film that blocks 99% of UV rays and 85% of sun's heat. Ceramic window film is the best you can get and keeps you cool in blistering summer heat. 262-444-2525. CharismaCustoms.com.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this, if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Touchdown! Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and the home of your Green Bay Packers. A dagger right through the heart. WRN WFM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
Well, the Brewers got what they needed last night on the mound and at the dish.
Hoskins, a high drive into left center. Number one for Reese.
Yeah, you felt that
relief.
Yeah, the relief. He needed that one right away. And that started the vibes last night for me.
Yeah, it really did. Jeff Levering on FanDuel Sports Network with the call. Ryan Hoskins 3 for 4. That home run right there. A couple of RBIs. The Brewers blanked the Tigers 5-0. That's only half the story. Only maybe not even half the story because Quinn Priester was spectacular. In his second start as a Brewer, 5 innings of work, gave up just 1 hit and struck out 4.
He attacked. He worked quick. He attacked. Heavy sink. His breaking ball was very good today. It's a good, obviously the Tigers are doing great, and it was good. We faced a big-time pitcher again and played a fairly relentless game.
Pat Murphy talking about his starting pitcher.
I like that, a relentless game.
The Tigers are great. We love everyone's great.
I do like, though, how he last time he was out there against Colorado, deserved a better fate, right?
Yeah,
that was the day game out in Colorado. But then Murph goes, he's still got quite a ways to go to be a everyday pitcher.
Yeah, he tells it like it is. Murph tells it
and
like
then yesterday he's like, no, man, he was awesome. Like, so you will change an opinion. It'll continue to get better, hopefully. And there's just some honesty there. I loved listening to Levering with Zabin Butch earlier talking about how part of it is you can't just go in, and we're going to talk about this with Wags tomorrow when he comes in, is you can't just go in and be like, hey, man, I just met you. Hey, by the way, you need to change that arm slot. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to be so much better when we change the arm slot. You got to gain a little bit of trust. And only 2 games in for already a little bit of Chris Hook to be rubbing off on Quinn Priester. We like that out of Father.
I really enjoyed last night Matt Arnold on the television broadcast as well, talking about, he was, there are reinforcements that are coming as well. Big Woo, he's got another, I think, 5 innings that he's going to pitch at AAA Nashville.
And then he's
got a couple outings there.
But he's on the way, basically.
Getting close. And then he's like, that came together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right? I love that when they're like, how does a deal like that come together? He goes, Oh, they're all different. This one came together pretty quick.
Yeah.
Listen, we realized that we kept losing guys. We had to go find someone.
Right. The Brewers, they actually earned a rubber game to play for today, which you always like to see.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Starting
sir.
at 12-10, Jose Quintana, another guy that they
Now we're
found.
talking. Yes.
He will pitch against Keter Montero. Meanwhile, welcome to the big leagues for a Wisconsin native.
Roden would ever think about trying to push a bunt for a base hit. He's swinging away here, and he has hit it out. His first major league home run. What a moment for Alan Roden. A 2-run shot to give the Blue Jays the lead.
Alan Roden from Middleton, Wisconsin, with his first big league home run. Spoiler alert, he did not bunt.
He did not bunt, Dan Schulman. You get that out of your mouth
That's
over
right.
here. Also, that was Braves Blue Jays, right?
Yeah, Braves Blue Jays. Blue Jays won at 6-3.
Did we get any information on what Wiley was doing
Did we
yesterday?
get an update, or was that appropriate broadcasting, inappropriate broadcasting? Did we get an update on the date? Or if there wasn't a date?
I got to check this out. Braves Blue Jays Monday night had us captivated with
Of
Wiley.
course.
The
guys want me to get your number.
Dude.
Appropriate.
Oh, yeah, Okay. They want me to get your, give
Yeah.
me your number.
Oh, it's those guys that want you to get my number.
Doug, you're a veteran. You're a veteran Big J journalist. Appropriate, not serious. How serious?
Funny.
Okay, so is it appropriate for a journalist? Absolutely not. But is he a journalist? I
He's
guess that's
not
the
Walter
question.
Cronkite.
No,
That's a
this is
great
not Eric
point, Doug.
Severide. This is not. Yeah,
We're creating entertaining broadcasting for our fans.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank
you. Yeah, you're 1,000% right. Only could be said like a Big J journalist like Doug Russell being able to say that. You're not. Sorry, he's not going in there and reporting on the Gaza Strip.
Right.
He was the sideline reporter for a Braves Blue Jays April game on the mezzanine by the bar.
It's an entertaining broadcast. You're trying to be entertaining. That's all.
Let's be
Brandon
honest.
Gaudin was
If it's about eyeballs, people like watching dating shows. There's one happening right in front of your eyes.
That's fair. A dating show and a ball game.
I'm sorry,
What
they
has
do.
garnered more attention from, and with all due respect to Alan Roden in his first major league home run, Middleton's finest.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to know. Did you get the digits?
What happened to Wiley?
What happened?
Also, it would not be nearly as good if the guy's name wasn't Wiley.
Wiley.
That's true.
Like his name was Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would feel a little differently about him.
Stewart.
The guy's name is Wiley, and he's on a he's on a television broadcast. What do you expect the guy to be?
Is there any chance his nickname wasn't Coyote in college?
Has to be.
You know what I
Has
mean?
to be.
Yeah. Has to
Coyote.
be.
Yeah. Again, the
You
Blue
gotta have
Jays,
that one.
they did win the game for what it's worth. Badgers news: there will be a couple of less Badgers wide receivers coming back for fall camp. Quincy Burrows and newcomer Mark Hamper have announced they're both entering the transfer portal. Burrows came with Luke from
Yeah.
Cincinnati, and Hamper has been here for about 3 minutes.
The Hamper one is surprising because there were a lot of people that were excited about what he was doing. Got a little bit dinged up. Burrows, every time I'm watching him at practice, I'm like, how can we not find this guy on the field? There's something to it. Chris Brooks Jr. had definitely taken his spot though, like in the next pecking order. And you're here for Quincy Burrows gave it a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to get on the field. I get he wants to go and find his way. He's not a Nico situation. Hopefully not. I don't know that he was getting broke off to begin with, but
Because of the transfer portal now, too.
officially with a do not contact tag. So that means, Doug, he's totally getting that $2.4 million you walked away from.
Don't you want people to contact? I was confused
I would
about
think.
that.
Well, he's got an agent, so contact the
Which
agent.
apparently his dad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to just get what you're going to get and start playing football and worry about that.
That's a crazy idea, Armin.
Maybe that's what's next for you instead
That's
of
a crazy idea. Playing football.
playing agent, stockbroker. How about you play football and then get what you're worth and be happy with it?
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
asking too much, Harmon. Asking way too much. on that.
I'm not against guys getting paid. We've talked about this, but there's a point where it's like you can go a little too far with it and say, okay, that's done now. Now it's time for you to, do what you're here to do, and that's play football.
What you're
right?
asking though, and this is where I get really agitated with the whole thing is, where is the guidance?
Well, that's the problem.
Who's talking to the
He's
young
getting
man?
bad guidance.
Who
right?
at one,
his father agent.
His father agent deciding to go and call 14 different schools because Carson Beck got a Lamborghini and a Ferrari because he's dating one of the Cavalinder twins, or however you pronounce their
Cavender
name.
twins.
Thank
Cavender.
you.
David
Down
who?
in Miami.
Yeah, of course.
Quit pocket watching and figure out how to play.
That's what it is.
Pocket watching and figure out how to be a good teammate.
And I
Because
kinda-
you know why you get the next contract? You know how you get the $55 million contract that they're signing in the NFL?
Being that
Is by
guy.
showing up and being freaking
That's
consistent.
Right. That's right, Billy. And I
Not
kind
doing
of feel
that.
bad for Nico because he's going to take advice from his dad. Of course he's going to. It's your dad.
Absolutely he's
So
going
what's
to.
he going to do? Not
You would think he's got your best interest in mind.
Absolutely.
Instead, if you're trying to grab a couple of bucks on the other side of it, you can really, really screw over the situation that your son had, which was the second-ranked high school quarterback in his class, was playing like a guy that was going to have the opportunity to go to the next level. And instead, a lot of teams are going to look at this and say,
I don't need the headache.
No, thanks.
Yeah. That's just it. I mean, when you're a quarterback, you're asked to do a lot of things. And one of those things that you're being asked to do is you're asked to be a leader.
Asked to be a leader, Doug. Yes.
And
it have to be.
And it was the same kind of situation. Well, the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers right now are dealing with a little bit of that as well, although Aaron Rodgers has a lot more on his resume, but a lot less in front of him.
Right, yeah. One of them's got clout.
But that is a weird spot too, no doubt about it.
It's just it's a really, really bad situation that continually is getting made worse.
Yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
But it's one of those situations where there's going to have to be trial by error, and there's going to have to be examples kind of made, and it looks like Nico Iamaleava is going to be that example being made.
And the thing is, it stinks because I'm not going to root against him. I want him to be good. I want him to play well. I like I said, I kind of
there
feel
are going to be
bad.
a lot of people who want him to fall
There's
flat on
going to
his
be
face.
a lot for him, and he will get a chance to prove himself in the field eventually somewhere.
He's
I hope it goes well because I feel bad that he's got. Maybe his dad giving him this advice or whatever it is that I feel like he's in a weird spot to be in. He's not going to go against what his dad says, but he might not deep down want to be doing this. He might want to be on the field playing football.
But he's but irrespective of that, he's instantly made himself the bad guy.
You're right.
Some guys are able to lean into that and they're able to thrive.
That's going to hook on him now. It's going to be on his part of his resume now.
Yeah, it's who he is. It's a part of now his the back of the baseball card. It's going to be the guy that walked down and missed spring ball. It's a big, big story. It's one that is going to continue to get more eyeballs. And welcome to the transfer portal spring season. It opens today.
Yeah, and a quarterback in the transfer portal who's missed all of spring ball.
Yeah, not good. Hey, you know who is in the portal, though, today? Joe Cotton.
Oh.
Young man from South Dakota.
Okay.
Big Joe Cotton.
Okay.
Left tackle.
Oh.
Badgers might need a left tackle.
They need a left tackle.
This individual was a FCS all-freshman All-American.
Okay.
Then was an all-conference performer at FCS, balled out against the Badgers last year. And watch Joe Cotton potentially be here. He's got a visit already lined up to Wisconsin. And with a name like that, you know he's badass.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Cotton.
Cotton, man, it's a cool name.
Yeah. As an offensive lineman, perfect offensive lineman.
Yep.
I love it. And he's in the picture, he's throwing up the double fist. That's when you know it's a win. You're celebrating like that, you know it's a W. Dougie, always appreciate it, man. We'll talk in an hour.
Sounds good.
There he is, Doug Russell from the Update Studio. He joins us here on No BS and now joining us on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Somebody that'll be joining Doug Russell and myself next week on our draft coverage here on The Game, your flagship home of the Green Bay Packers radio network, and on the Packers radio network across the state of Wisconsin. Wayne Larrabee, the voice of the Green Bay Packers, hanging out with us now, talking some draft on No BS. Wayne, appreciate it, man. We're a week away, and we are getting so close to being able to figure out who these picks and where these picks are going to fly off the board. Right away, in your studying, it now seems like the draft is starting at 3 because we're getting more and more indications, rightfully so. Travis Hunter seems like he's going to be the second pick off the board. Is that something that you start lining up into of where do we know where the draft really starts? And it feels like 3 is the first big question mark as to who's going to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about it, and, obviously Tennessee is committed to Cam Ward at quarterback, and then you would figure Abdul Carter goes from Penn State to Cleveland, and now the Giants, who, if I'm not mistaken, today or yesterday had a private workout with Shedeur Sanders. I think that's today. They're thinking long and hard about making a quarterback pick with that third selection. However, in my opinion, if you're not going to take Travis Hunter, number 1 in this draft, then and if you're not taking him number 2, he's got to go number 3, regardless of what the Giants' needs may be.
Would you play him on both sides, Wayne?
Yeah, the kid wants to do it. I would try to do it as best I can. The problem will be is that he'll find that it's not game day. Everyone says, well, how are you going to play all those snaps on game day? No, it's the preparation during the week. What meetings are you in? Are you in the wide receiver room? Are you in the DB room? Are you meeting with the defense or the offense? What do you, I don't know how you do that from a preparation standpoint during the week in an NFL camp. College game's totally different. I mean, come on. There's no comparison between the two. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way because a lot of us love college football and the way it's played. But the fact is the NFL is a whole different level And really, the different level is as much preparation as certainly on the field.
Yeah, you won't have one-read guys in the NFL because if you're a one-read guy in the NFL, you're a backup rather quickly. In the pass game, it's going to be a big part of it. I think if he plays, Wayne, full-time defense and then gets supplemented on offense, it's probably the easiest way to do it, similarly to how like a Woodson did it in college. But he's such a unique case. We haven't seen somebody play every snap on both sides in so long, and he's just so good at both sides. Like, I don't know exactly what side I would want him on. I do know if I'm his agent, I want him playing wide receiver, because last I checked, that guy makes $40 million and the best corner makes $30 million. But by the time he's up for that second contract, who knows what those numbers are ultimately looking at. You mentioned Shedeur Sanders. Wayne, I think it's fascinating. New York clearly was not interested, now interested again. You've been around this so long. You've seen good ownership groups. You've seen bad ownership groups. You've seen ownership groups that probably don't give a rip. This one in New York, John Mara likes to tell you they know football. They know what fans like about football, and he hasn't slept in a year since Saquon Barkley went to Philadelphia and started dominating for the Eagles. It feels like maybe there's some pressure from ownership saying, you two are – your asses are in the jackpot here. So you're going to take a quarterback, figure out which one you like, and we're going to select him. Are you getting that kind of same rub as to what this New York situation feels like?
Well, you know, the thing about New York that's different from, let's say, a Milwaukee or a Denver or, you know, almost any other market is there's a certain amount of star power that is required in New York.
Yeah, good point.
You know, you look at the way the Mets and Yankees build their teams, you know, I think that the Knicks are kind of like that. There's a star power factor. Now, Shedeur Sanders, by most scouts will tell you, he might not be a top 25 talent in this draft, but he's Shedeur Sanders. He's a quarterback, and there's star power to this pick. So it's possible the Giants could head in that direction for those reasons. But I really think if they're a really good organization, they're not biting on that apple. They're not biting at all on it. And they're going to go with the best player available. And let me tell you something, if Travis Hunter is still there at number 3, well, he's the best player available in the draft, period. There's no question. And you can talk about Abdul Carter all you want. But, you know, his baggage and attitude, you know, he better be the next Lawrence Taylor or he ain't going to be worth it.
That's a good point. I mean, that's a fair point.
That's the other part about Hunter, not to cut you off. Yeah, Armin, you're going to ask a great question here. Everything you hear, Travis Hunter's an amazing kid. Now, the worst thing that's happened to him is his girlfriend being on Instagram, right? Like, I mean, that's legitimately the worst thing that Travis Hunter off the field has gotten himself into. But otherwise, he's a tremendous guy, Armin, and everybody loves him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wayne, one thing I love about the draft, in addition to free agency, is it gives us a true unfiltered look, the proof in the pudding about how personnel GMs and personnel executives feel about certain position groups and certain players. It's really the first time is when we saw how they valued left tackles, right? With the whole blindside thing, because of how much draft capital they were spending on them and how they kind of viewed running backs when the market was depressed. Do you expect that to change a little bit at all with any certain position? Are running backs going to have a renaissance because of how good of a year Saquon had and Derrick Henry had? Or do you think that, you know, it's going to be more of the same where GMs value quarterbacks, you know, left tackles and interior linemen, things like that?
Well, Armin, the game is changing a little bit now. 3 or 4 years ago, you're exactly right. The running back was devalued. Today, with defenses going, especially on the second level, to smaller guys, quicker guys, guys who probably have safety dimension playing inside linebacker type positions or even on the outside, teams are starting to beef up. You can see what the Packers are doing. They rebuilt the interior of their offensive line. Sean Ryan is going to play right guard. Why? He's physical. The kid they got from San Francisco is physical. They move Elton Jenkins inside because he can play center. He's a bigger guy inside. Teams are looking to be more physical in the running game. They're getting more done in the running game because defenses, in fact, in the front seven, to my eyes, are getting more athletic and smaller.
Yeah, and offensive line play has just not been nearly as good. It's one of the things, and those guys on the defensive line keep getting more athletic and better, and the offensive line has gotten. I think it's difficult to get better at the position when you just can't practice it, Wayne. Right? Like the amount of physicality you can and cannot have, the transient nature of college football is difficult to get legitimate players year in and year out churned out at that position. You kind of have to develop them, and that takes some time. One thing that the Packers have done rather well is developing the wide receivers that they've grabbed in later rounds other than the first. Obviously, 2002, Javon Walker, the last time it happened. We've talked a lot about it here. There's a big drumbeat for either a Matthew Golden out of Texas. I love Teteroa McMillan out of Arizona. Seems like he's starting to fall a tick down. Emeka Ibuka was here for a day and a half. It seems like the Packers are really doing their due diligence on the wide receiver position. You think that's more of a smokescreen or something they're legitimately looking at 23?
No, Billy, I think they're really looking at that. I think they're considering it 23, but they're for sure going to, if they don't pull the trigger on a wide receiver at 23, they're going to do it probably at 54. I believe that's their pick in the second round. So in the receiver position, this is not as glamorous a group as we've seen in recent years at the top, but there still is quality as you go down through the draft in the second and third rounds. You could still get good wide receivers in those rounds, and this class has some depth in that regard. Do they have the star power at the top? No, not like recent drafts, but there are good receivers. It might be deeper than some of these recent drafts we've seen. So when I look at the Packers, and I've felt this way for several weeks now, I think, and this is something people don't talk about off the top, one of their greatest needs is interior defensive line. Kenny Clark, and then who? You know, maybe Carl Brooks. And thank God he didn't get a manicure before the game at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord. You know, but they need a run stuffer. TJ Slayton's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure why they let him go, but they did. They did because they felt they could do better in this draft. They can get a player with more upside, a player that they don't have to pay as much initially as they would TJ Slayton re-signing into a second contract. So I honestly think the Packers are looking long and hard at that late round, first round pick at defensive interior.
You know, when we try and prognosticate, we try and identify potential needs and players so much for the Packers in the first round when we talk about the draft. And we were talking about earlier how it rarely is the guy that you expect them to pick or think they might pick. It just seems so rare that it actually happens. The one guy I remembered was B.J. Raji. We threw a couple names around as well. Was there a time you remember the Packers actually drafted somebody you expected them to? Because it seems so rare.
Off the top of my head, no, but then again, my memory's failing these days. But no, it's hard. And Armin, I heard you guys talk about it earlier. You're exactly right. I mean, we all kind of pinpoint a bullpen of guys, and chances are they're not even in the Packers bullpen,
sure,
for goodness sakes. So, and that's why I say on draft night and during the draft and you know, for weeks afterward, you got to kind of trust your scouts, you know. You don't trust your scouts, why are they working for you? You know, these guys know better than we do as to who fits what they want, what they're looking for in a defensive lineman or a wide receiver, an offensive lineman, that kind of thing.
What do you expect action-wise on night one, Wayne? It just seems like, and we've talked about it, and I think you're spot on here. There's like 3 or 4 top players. I put Mason Graham in there, the interior defensive lineman for Michigan. I think he's incredible, but his measurables aren't going to put him in that same spot. But there's like 5 or 6 headline players. Then there's probably, you know, 4 through 20 are about the same kind of value deal. Do you think there's going to be a lot of movement? It seems like everybody wants to move out from like 8 to 15, but it takes 2 to tango, and it takes somebody to pay that price. I don't know we're going to get a ton of draft night trade action this year.
Billy, I would agree with you wholeheartedly. I was thinking the same thing the other day looking at this deal. Shedeur Sanders is a guy who might be able to generate some trade-up interest, that type of thing, if he falls beyond number 3. You know, but if he doesn't go in the top 3, where's he going? I think New Orleans is the next stop at number 9. You know, and then if not New Orleans, then is he falling all the way to Pittsburgh at 21? There's a possibility that could happen. But if he starts slipping through the draft, there might be somebody who wants to move up and get him and make sure they get him, that type of thing. But I got to tell you something. There are maybe 5 or 6 blue chip players in this draft. Only 5 or 6. None of them are quarterbacks. Now, does that mean a blue chip player can't develop from this draft? Oh, there will be many who will develop from this draft. But going in, I think there are only about 5 or 6 guys you can sit here and say, boom, that guy is blue chip. Ashton Genty is one of those guys. He is just going to be dynamite. I pray the Bears don't get him.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, we don't want them to do
Right
smart,
there
good
with you.
things. I mean, I usually say, running back value, but he seems like a special one. They're always outliers. Another week, quiet, no news about Jair Alexander, Wayne. If we get closer to the draft, that might be a time when something happens. But if we get through the draft and there's no news about Jair, are the chances increasing he'll be on the Packers?
That's hard to tell. I mean, we had this discussion a weeks ago. It feels like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
A couple of weeks ago on this program. Remember, I mentioned the fact that, hey, listen, this is Brian Gutekunst's first draft choice. This is a guy who, when he's on the field, and if that's only 10 times, then fine. But, when he's on the field, he's your best cornerback. You damn well want to get something for him, don't you? I mean, you do. But if nobody's going to give you anything for him, then unless you feel like you need the cap space, and they're $31 million in the plus on cap space right now, unless you need the cap space, why the heck not bring him on? And just understand that you're going to have a deeper cornerback core, and if he doesn't play, well, you have more options to fill in. But if he plays, yeah. Now, the other factor you've got to think about is, what about the intangibles in this situation? How much bad blood is under the bridge, and how much can be swept away? That kind of thing. Is that a real factor? That'll be interesting to follow, and that's probably the determining factor as to whether the Packers cut him or not. But from what I understand, if they trade or cut him before June 1st, they save $6 million on the cap. If they do it after June 1st, they save $17 million.
And I think that's where a lot of the bluff is being called by other teams. They're like, okay, let's talk after June 1st.
Yeah.
Let's talk after June 1st. Also, let's talk after the first round. Dane Brugler, our guy at The Athletic, Wayne, has Will Johnson from Michigan being the selection at 23. Final thing I have here, Will Johnson, fantastic player. His tape showcases that he's probably the best ball hawking corner outside of Hunter in this draft. He's maybe more of a zone guy, but he hasn't run the 40. There's obviously some injury questions with his turf toe from a year ago. Do you think that's a spot they would go, or with that kind of question mark, do you think that would pause the Packers from going there at 23, even though his tape would say he's a top 10 guy?
Yeah, no, I think if he's there at 23, I'd be surprised if they didn't give that a good hard look. Because, you're exactly right, Billy. When he's on the field, he is awfully good. The turf toe, again, that's something that you figure, all right, you can get over this. It's not a debilitating injury, and it should be something that obviously you can't play with it, but you get that thing healthy and you've got a top cornerback. I think that would be a good place. You're going to go defense again with the first round. That's the place I think that's best to go. I think a defensive tackle, which they need, defensive interior, I think you can get a really good one probably in the second round. But if you've got a cornerback like this slipping to you at 23 in the first round of the draft, I think you've got to take a good hard look at it.
Can't wait for it. There's a lot of guys, and there's a couple of, you talk about the big run stuffers. That might be a series in the draft pint coming up here in about 15 minutes from right now on No BS. Wayne, appreciate it, man. Grab a couple of draft pints before fuel up, and we'll be hanging out 1 week from tomorrow night. You guys live on the mezzanine getting ready for the NFL draft in Green Bay. It's going to be an electric factory. It's going to be crazy. Can't wait to be talking about it all week next week. Wayne, thanks for the time, brother.
You got it, guys. Take care. Have a good week.
Thank you, Wayne.
Wayne Larrivee, voice of the Green Bay Packers, part of our draft coverage here on the Packers Radio Network and the game.
Hard to believe it's already next week, Billy. The only thing I think
is pretty wild to think that it's next week. Usually this is the longest build up ever.
It usually is, and especially now that we've got it here, It's just incredible. But I think the only thing that we're watching more than those mock drafts is the 10-day weather, the 7-day weather. Like, that's what I think everyone's looking at now is the weather forecast. And as we get closer, we're getting a better look at how it looks. So hopefully no precip. That's all we can hope for, right? No precipitation.
No precipitation would be fantastic. Apparently Mad Dog Russo did a weather report for Green Bay on First Take.
I'll have to listen to it. He's electric.
And apparently it was an electric.
I'll admit. I mean, I'm a Mad Dog Russo guy. I just am. I'll admit it. Whatever.
Two Mad Dog positive guys.
I just soak up whatever he's got. So
make it 3.
Yeah, Dave, he's good, isn't he? He's just funny. Yeah. Good times. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But the things I don't want to. No, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to be accused of jinxing anything. So
what are you going to jinx?
I've been looking at 10 days. I'm looking at weather.com.
Oh, you're looking at that AccuWeather?
AccuWeather. Yeah. I'm trying to get multiple sources, looking at obviously our local meteorologists, what they've got there. Not looking at the Farmer's Almanac. Okay, not doing that one, but.
You're not a Farmer's Almanac guy? If anybody on the staff would have the Farmer's Almanac, I would guess it would be you.
Farmer's Almanac. Nah, come on. Good sources. I like good sources. Sorry, I said it.
Wow. Sorry. Now you're hating on the farmers?
Those blue-collar farmers, 877-794-1973. Send your hate mail to 877-794-1973. His name is Armin Sarian.
The Almanac is what I don't like. I love our farmers.
What it is. Yeah, you love the farmers. 877-794-1973.
What are my eggs going down?
Draft pint coming up in 15 minutes. You're not helping. You're not helping. We got a parlay of the day coming up in a half hour from right now as well. It's no BS on the game.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. Friday, test your skills in the Ultimate Cornhole Tournament at 3 p.m. Every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. Make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you're at the draft live. Chances to win great prizes every day. Meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Fame player Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Try your skill at the Leap Wall. Great drink specials at just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week. Watch the live radio row with multiple stations broadcasting live all day. Join the game's Drew and KB during their show, Tuesday through Friday starting at 3 p.m. That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
At the game, we think of this as a big family.
This is a special, special team. I just love these guys.
Coming in June, an event so big, it'll feel like a family reunion.
You gotta love it. We got everybody. Woo-woo!
Friday, June 13th. Join us at AmFam Field for Brewers and Cardinals and one epic pregame tailgate for just $45.
Say what?
That's right, $45. Get your tickets now at 973thegame.com/Brewers. Brewapalooza is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
To every contractor, delay is a dirty word. Avoid using those what the moments with blazing fast, reliable solutions from Packer Fastener. Need job site delivery? Relax, they're already on the way. Prefab needs? They'll cut it, kit, assemble, and drop them where you want them. Inventory help? Get stocked, locked, and always there with job boxes, Connex boxes, vending, or vendor management. Order threaded, rod, strut, hangers, and more. No shortages, no delays, no excuses. PackerFastener.com. It's how gets done.
KB here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Timeout Sports Lounge and the Drew and KB Show. When hunger hits, Pep's Draft House pizzas are sure to hit the spot. Now, these aren't your average frozen pizzas. They're made with real recipes with next-level ingredients, made right here in Wisconsin. So naturally, they pair extremely well with your favorite beer. Try a 5-meat mash with a light wheat beer, and you'll thank me later. Live your best frozen pizza life with Pep's Draft House Pizza.
KB, Iron Jock's long sleeve t-shirt. Where does it rank on your list of favorites?
I love it. It's my go-to when I'm home.
You're not alone. Our smart and good-smelling listeners agree. They give it a 4.8 out of 5-star rating. It's one of Iron Jock's best sellers.
Now through April 27th, take 35% off Iron Jock long sleeve t-shirts with the code BESTSELLER35.
Relaxed fit, constructed with a thread that eliminates that scratchy feel.
The best t-shirt on the planet for under $30.
Get yours now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
All right, team, listen up.
Merle the Squirrel's here to tell you why Capital's duct cleaning is a game changer.
What did he say?
He said, if you haven't cleaned your ducts in 5 years, you're breathing in all kinds of junk. And unlike those companies who use glorified shop vacs, we use high-powered trucks to clean your ducts the right way.
Yeah, makes sense. Cleaner ducts, cleaner air, healthier home.
Exactly.
Schedule your duct cleaning today and save $200. That's right, save $200.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Tired of washing and waxing your vehicle with the same results and not lasting? Get your vehicle protected and have the ultimate shine with a ceramic coating from Charisma Customs in Delafield. Our experts apply a ceramic coating which bonds to the paint and creates a glass-like shield, giving it a deep, mirror-like finish and makes cleaning a breeze. Choose a package with a 1, 4, or 8-year warranty. Your vehicle will stay protected for years to come. Call 262-444-2525 or visit charismacustoms.com. Your car deserves the best.
Living with chronic joint pain is like trying to get comfortable on a cactus sofa. Nothing feels good. And forget trying to do the things that you enjoy this spring, like golfing, hiking, or playing tennis. You're just trying to get by. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. I want you to know something. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and the medical pros at QC Kinetics are right here in Milwaukee and are on the case, focused on finally getting you the relief you need and deserve. They've already treated tens of thousands of patients around the country with regenerative treatments that help calm that debilitating joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, and back. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Live a healthier life free of harmful medications. That's the whole mission of QC Kinetics. Curious if you'd be a good candidate for these treatments? No problem. The consultation is totally free with appointments available on Saturdays. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying your life without chronic joint pain. Call QC Kinetics to get started. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Rima Remodel. This is No BS with Billy and Saria.
I've waited for this. I'm so excited.
On the Game.
I think my dreams. Suddenly this crazy world made more sense to me. Well, I heard it today and I couldn't help but sing along.
No BS on the Game. This hour is brought to you by Happy Place Hemp and HappyPlaceHemp.com. And every time I go back to Happy Place Hemp, it's just an absolute electric factory. Rob and Chris, their storefront there on College Avenue across from Maddie's. Fantastic location for elevated hemp solutions at Happy Place Hemp. Go in, talk to the boys, have a conversation, walk out of there with a incredible goodie bag, and walk out of there with some of their new Drift seltzers, 5, 10, and 20 milligram Drift seltzers.
Nice.
Wow.
Real nice.
Wow. Fantastic night.
I
mean,
like
and a phenomenal night. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Go and check out all of their great products. Go in and talk to the boys and figure out what's best for you. There was a young man that was walking in there after he said, I got a couple of questions about this stuff. And Rob goes, I would love to answer them. And calmly walks through what is going to be best for your needs, what is going to be giving you the best relief, and what is ultimately going to give you the best Saturday night special. If that's what you're looking for, HappyPlaceHemp.com. Go to HappyPlaceHemp.com. Use promo code Billy to get 25% off your entire order every time, and they'll ship it right to your door. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Armin,
a lot of reaction on the text line. People misunderstand.
A lot of reaction.
I have an issue with the almanac.
A lot of it.
All right, the almanac is not an accurate look at the weather. I love the farmers. I love our farmers. I even told Laura last week, I said, in an alternate life, I think it would have been great to be a farmer.
You'd be a horrible farmer.
I think I would have been bad as a farmer in this state of me, but like in an alternate universe, I would have loved to be able to like grow up learning how to be a good farmer and then be my own boss, work on a farm, and just, work off the land and, you have to worry. That would be great, spending days outside and long days and stuff like that. So I love farmers.
Yes, Armin, hating on the working class again.
Yeah, Marcus Landry, former Badger great, has his own hobby farm out there. He's showing kids up, the kids come from schools and stuff to see how it is. And
hey, Benny and Merton said you almost became a farmer. There's still a chance for you to become a chicken farmer.
Benny wants me to buy some chickens. And we talked about it.
I think you should.
A couple of things. I can't break the rules. We have ordinances.
Well, you're trying to buy a house.
Can't have it. Maybe if we
make sure you get into a spot where you can have chickens in the backyard.
If we are in a municipality that allows, me to have a couple of, Rhode Island
There's
Reds.
no way you're having a chicken if it's against the rules.
I'm not going to do that. First of all, I don't know how to. You're talking about building stuff at home. I don't know how to build a coop. I'm not out here building coops. All right. I mean, like, come on. But maybe if the situation's right,
help you very quickly.
Maybe if the price of eggs doesn't go down at some point, I'm going to need a Rhode Island Red.
Oh, Bricky had a good point.
Sussex.
I mean, Jordy Nelson's a farmer.
Jordy Nelson knows farming. That's the difference.
That's true. He grew up with it. Yes.
Also, Jordy Nelson's a big old boy. He's farmer tough, strong. He can pick up hay. And first of all, he's got an Angus farm, right? So that's big business. Talking about you get some nice steaks and something. Talking about,
and that's what you could definitely not do.
Oh my gosh,
you'd be in love with every single one of them cows.
Well, I can't do it. I can't
be in love with every single one of them cows.
I gotta grow crops. You better believe I can't.
You're gonna name them and you get attached to them.
That'd have been terrible. Yeah, Armin would be a horrendous farmer.
I'd love to have a porterhouse right from the backyard that I can cook up.
Bessie, and Bessie was my favorite.
Exactly. So
you'd be
no. I love the farmers. I know we got Austin and Stoughton out there. We have Farmer Al. We got Farmer Fred out there. So I love the farm. I'm disrespecting the farmers.
You don't hate farmers. You have farmer friends.
I got a lot of friends.
877-794-1973. That's where 608 dropped a question. Hey, can we talk Jalen Ramsey for Jair Alexander? I don't know what the contracts look like, but both want out of their current teams. That's a fascinating thought. Now, Jalen Ramsey for Jair Alexander, just on the surface. Jair a little bit younger than Ramsey, not the player Ramsey was maybe at his top. I don't know. Neither are at their peak. Definitely at the moment. I'm looking up their contract situations right now. They had both gotten re-upped in a similar time frame. Jair's base salary next year, $16 million. For Jalen Ramsey, he is going into year number 2. Check that, year number 1 of an extension. Oh, so his is quite a bit bigger. His cap hit would end up being $16.6 million in a restructure that he has done. So he is still under contract for another 2 or 3 years. Probably ends up getting thrown out at a certain point because all these contracts do at a certain point. But on the surface, it makes some sense. I like Jalen Ramsey. I always have loved Jalen Ramsey. Don't know that Green Bay is the ideal place for Jalen Ramsey to be living and executing his toil. And Jalen Ramsey, I don't believe, is one that is shy about letting his feelings be heard. I don't know that Green Bay is the right fit. However, the question is fantastic. Just football-wise, I would take Jalen Ramsey.
I mean, obviously, football-wise, he's a 3-time first-team All-Pro. I think his peak years are behind him just like Jair's are. Now, famously, I've always thought Jalen is a little bit overrated. We've debated that. We've debated that in the past. Obviously, that being said, though, in the situation we're in with Jair, would I like to have Jalen for him right now? Yes, of course. I would take that because I'm not sure if we're getting anything for Jair Alexander, frankly. He might just be cut soon. So, I mean, it seems okay to me. I'm not sure either one is going to change anybody's fortunes that much, but listen, I know we're just kind of imagining things up here. I'd be okay with that if that were to happen. But both guys, their best years probably behind them.
Probably behind them. I mean, Ramsey was first-team All-Pro in 2020 and 2021. Pro Bowler in 22 and 23. Nothing last year. Did have 2 picks a year ago. He's had an interception in every single season he's been in the NFL, 24 career picks. He's a legit dude, right? No doubt about it. The one thing that Ramsey would give you that Jair Alexander isn't right now are snaps. I mean, Ramsey has missed 7 games in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
he played
2
of his last 3 years. He played all 17 games. So
a lot more
the availability is definitely on the side of Jalen Ramsey. He's got more tread on the tires, but played more. So that's a big part of Jair. It's not the fact that his talent still isn't there when healthy. We haven't debated that.
Yeah.
It's been the availability that's been the biggest problem.
And you mentioned, is it the right spot for him? I know some people out there be saying, well, it's just a headache for a headache. I'm not really sure if that's true or not, but that would be what some people might say that.
You also don't know how somebody comes into a new environment.
You don't know if he's going to want a fresh start. You don't know if he's going to be happy out of the spotlight a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think Jalen Ramsey's going to prefer in a spot with a little brighter lights, maybe a little bit bigger market. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It's a guy that started in Jacksonville and then did, tell the Jaguars, so this is done. All right, so this whole thing, I'm not playing for you guys anymore.
But he's on the other side.
Okay, cool. Sounds
He's
good.
past 30. Maybe age and maturity changes guys' opinions or perspectives on what they want their career to be.
No doubt about it.
You just
Yes.
never know.
You heard Xavier McKinney talk about that when he came to Green Bay. He's like, listen, I lived in New York for 4 years. I got to do everything I wanted until I was 26. And now I'm like, you know what? I actually want to win and play good football. So there's a breaking point and a change for everybody. Don't know that that's the time. I am Jalen Ramsey positive, though, on the player. I'm positive that this draft pint probably not going to be taken by the Green Bay Packers. Just because odds are they're not going to be taken by the Green Bay Packers.
You bet the field.
However, a lot of mock drafts having former draft pints being slated at 23. Got a new one for you here. Getting ready for the NFL draft 8 days away at Lambeau Field. Another player interest for your Green Bay Packers is on the other side. It's no BS on the game.
Welcome to the farm, where you can roll your windows down. Baby, take my arm.
Hey, it's Mike Heller here, inviting you to join me December 11th as we uncover the unique charms of Austria and Germany, visiting the magical Christmas markets with Colette. Don't miss your chance to join us. Meet me, Kari, and the folks from Colette and learn more about our trip on Monday, April 21st, 7 p.m. at Red and White Wine Bar on Main Street in Waunakee. Visit 973thegame.iheart.com for details or call Colette 844-871-7824.
The NFL Draft presented by Bud Light is coming to Green Bay. Don't miss your chance to experience the ultimate NFL fan fest.
Unbelievable atmosphere.
For free. Featuring player appearances, photo opportunities, fan experiences, live music, and more. Be there as the future of the NFL takes the stage in Titletown.
Say cheese.
Starts Thursday. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access.
Hey guys, Billy Schmidt with my friends in Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. And at Milwaukee Weight Loss, their doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program comes with a secret weapon. They're weight loss coaches that are there with you for ongoing support before, during, and far after you're done with Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without drugs or injections with the risk of serious side effects. No prepackaged meals, no bars and shakes, and no exercising even required. Their program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Here's the best part. Their program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other weight loss programs that you've either tried or heard of in the past. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in the first month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So start by scheduling your free consultation by giving them a call at 262-433-4008 or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you.
Warmer days are ahead. So are big opportunities to save with Russ Darrow. Hi, Zabe here for the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. Whether you need an upgraded daily vehicle or one that can hold your big, happy family, Russ Darrow is your one-stop shop for any and all of your vehicle needs. Don't wait. This month only, take advantage of their low lease payment offers and APR financing offers. With brands like Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Jeep, Mitsubishi, Ram, Honda, Chrysler, Nissan, and Dodge, you're guaranteed to find a vehicle that's right for you. Their amazing offers won't last long, though, so take advantage before it's too late. Join the Darrow family now and visit them at russdarrow.com or view the wide selection at each of their dealerships today. Discover the Darrow difference today.
Most people think buying or selling their home, commercial lot, or vacant land is simple and easy. Those of us who have dabbled in real estate before know it's not always that straightforward. I hear plenty of stories of high-pressure situations, last-minute changes, and other curveballs, forcing people to make quick decisions without the expertise of a lawyer. That's why I'm sending all my friends and family to Greg Urchel Real Estate Group. Greg is a practicing real estate lawyer with a team of real estate experts to make your next real estate purchase, sale, or lease seamless. Whether it's for your own private home or your business, Greg Urchel Real Estate has you covered. Don't wait until it's too late. Get in touch with Urchel Real Estate.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now. And you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Ample sunshine for our Wednesday. Temperatures warm into the low 50s away from Lake Michigan, but a breeze kicks in off the lake in the afternoon to keep it in the 40s near the lake. We'll likely see some more clouds tonight and rain returns tomorrow. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Hupy and Abraham, the winner it's free guarantee, Hupy.com.
If you want all the money you deserve, remember the name Hupy and Abraham.
I would give them a lot of stars.
More than a 5-star rating if it was possible.
If I could, I would give them 6.
Call Hupy and Abraham, 800-800-5678, or go to Hupy.com right now.
Preset. Save.
We're already a preset in your car, I assume.
Preset number 1. Never a doubt.
And we've brought it to the iHeartRadio app.
Simply click the button labeled Preset.
Our station gets anchored to the top of your app.
97.3 The Game. Added.
From a barrel of NFL prospects.
How about a colossus of an individual from the SEC?
Let's pour a Packers draft pint.
Can't we just settle this over a pint?
Wanna do is put a drink in my hand. You fill it up, I'll throw it down. I got a 40-hour week.
No BS on the game. Thanks for hanging out. Billy and Sarian with you. Today's draft pine, Jahdae Barron, comes from the University of Texas.
Okay, Longhorn,
5'11", 200 pounds, number 7, Barron from he's a hometown kid. From Austin, Texas, played for the Longhorns, played at UT, and balled out at UT. Now, Barron is going to be slated right around the Green Bay Packers. I believe Dane Brugler, who had just put out his 7-round mock of The Athletic and theathletic.com. We love The Athletic because our friend Matt Schneidman comes and heralds from there. He had slated Barron to go 24 to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, he has Will Johnson, who was a draft pine feature earlier this week. I believe it was Monday, going 23 to the Green Bay Packers. Going in that same spot, going at the same position of corner, maybe just a different prospect. Jahdae Barron is a lockdown cover guy. Like that was what he had always been at UT. There's a lot of people that believe he can be a big nickel cornerback depending upon what defense you put him into, and maybe he won't be the guy out on the outside as much, but he was in the right place, right time throughout the 2024 season. He's really, really good in underneath coverage. Route recognition is fantastic. He's strong. He's got really good instincts. He can kind of pounce on the ball. Him and Will Johnson, I think the most instinctual players at that position going and getting their hands on the football. He didn't have a ton of work, Armin, in man coverage, which obviously he'll be tasked to do if he becomes a member of the Green Bay Packers. Might not have that top end speed like everybody's going to be looking for at that position. Very much similar to Will Johnson yesterday, where you didn't know what his overall speed will be. Barron at least ran the 40. He ran it at 4.39. Nothing that anybody was going to lose their mind over. I think his cornerback rank was just in the top 10 in terms of athletic score, but production was through the roof last year for a team that made it to the semifinals of the college football playoff. First team AP All-American, first team All-SEC, won the Jim Thorpe Award for the nation's top DB. He was a Bronco Nagurski finalist for the top defender in the nation. Dude is an absolute savage. Won the Peach Bowl defensive MVP with 11 tackles. Also in the team's 2 overtime quarterfinal victory over Arizona State. Had himself a couple of PBUs, nearly a pick. Legit ball player coming out of Texas. He's right in that realm of who could be going to the Green Bay Packers if they go corner, which is a position that we were just talking about with Jair Alexander.
Absolutely. Position of need. Even with Hobbs coming in, it's a position of need. Always, I think you want depth there, but I think for the Packers, it definitely is. And Billy, a lot of production in college, right? I know people are going to like that. Not a project, right? But he actually produced as well. So
yes.
that's something I'm sure a lot of people will like to hear.
Because nobody wants to hear just potential. Jay Barron's got plenty of potential, but he's got pelts on the wall. He got a lot of PBUs in college, a lot of time played. There's another thing here, Armin, where you play 5 games as a true freshman in 2020. 9 is a redshirt freshman because you get that COVID year back of 2020. That's 14 games before generally anybody's going to be onto the field. Then play all 13 games in 2022, play all 14 games in 2023, play every game of the season this year. Dude has played so much football. That was something that the Packers leaned into a year ago with a lot of their selections. Guys that had been in college for a long time. Some would say they wanted to draft a grown man instead of a project prospect in that spot. Dave Barron would be one of those guys. Today's Draft Pint feature from the University of Texas. We'll talk more about it coming up throughout hour number 3. There is a quote from Mike Vrabel, new head coach of the New England Patriots. That is just A1. And it discusses what you're looking for with players. Because many people say you need to have the best people. You need to have the right people in the organization for it to work. Mike Vrabel, multiple-time Super Bowl champion, said, yeah, maybe not. We'll read that one to you in about 25 minutes from right now. Doug Russell's got an update on the other side. We got a parlay of the day. Ooh, we are close.
So close.
Oh, we are just sniffing.
So
grabbed
close,
ourselves
Billy.
a win on Monday, 2 of 3 yesterday. Our system play is hot. We'll go right back to it. Potawatomi Sportsbook parlay of the day is after this timeout. It's no BS on the game.
I ain't quite sure. Good question, no telling, but I'm betting she's probably in Texas. Amarillo, all I know, George Strait said it. Yeah, that's where all them exes go.
The NFL draft keeps getting bigger and better every year.
Draft coverage on the game is presented by Pep's Draft House Pizza. Make your house a draft house.
Living with chronic joint pain is like trying to get comfortable on a cactus sofa. Nothing feels good. And forget trying to do the things that you enjoy this spring, like golfing, hiking, or playing tennis. You're just trying to get by. Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. I want you to know something. Dr. Ashley Caravelli and the medical pros at QC Kinetics are right here in Milwaukee and are on the case focused on finally getting you the relief you need and deserve. They've already treated tens of thousands of patients around the country with regenerative treatments that help calm that debilitating joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, and back. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Live a healthier life free of harmful medications. That's the whole mission of QC Kinetics. Curious if you'd be a good candidate for these treatments? No problem. The consultation is totally free with appointments available on Saturdays. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying your life without chronic joint pain. Call QC Kinetics to get started. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, Well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Buthan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Drew Wilson here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Timeout Sports Lounge and the Drew and KB Show. When you're hungry for a pizza, take it to the house and pair your favorite beer for a true Draft House experience at home. With 3 crust options, original hand-tossed, crunchy thin crust, and new rising crust options, it's easy to live your best frozen pizza life with Pep's Draft House Pizza. My personal favorite is the Brawlin' Buffalo Chicken paired with an American Pale Ale. The perfect combination, delivering a knockout punch you won't be able to resist.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Adam Pavlak here. Wednesday afternoons, I'm living the high life with Drew and KB. Thanks to my friends at Miller High Life. The champagne of beers, always flavorful, always refreshing. So join us, raise that bottle, and welcome to the high life.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. Like the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a JBC, 4-piece nugs, fries, and a small soft drink. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon all the time. Duh. For the best deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
Milwaukee's most listened to sports station and heard on the iHeart app by fans everywhere. This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screamin' is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, let's start at American Family Field. It was as complete a game as you could imagine for the Brewers, and they really needed it.
Floater, shallow right center, base hit. Mitchell coming around. He'll score. 2-out RBI single by Joey Ortiz.
Love 2-out hitting, love clutch hitting. Jeff Levering, FanDuel Sports Network, little Vinny Rotino there in the end as well. Brewers beat the Tigers 5-0. But the story in this one was newcomer Quinn Priester making his home debut for the Brewers, and he made it count. 5 innings of work, just 1 hit, struck out 4.
It was exciting, no doubt. I think, really proud of the work we've put in so far. I know there's still a lot to do and a lot to get better at, which is, exciting. But, string a couple of good ones together here and just keep the momentum going.
Rubber game of the series starts a little bit more than an hour from now. The Brewers can get the series win. Jose Quintana pitches against Skeeter Montero. It'll get underway officially at 12:10. It always says 12:10, but it's usually about 12:11 or 12:12.
Yeah.
Now that's a pro move. You know exactly when that actual first pitch is buzzing by.
It depends how long the first pitch takes. You get everyone,
If all of a sudden they decide to throw another pitch because somebody hasn't been able to do it, and a certain Super Bowl champion is like, I'd really, 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 really want my best friend in the world, Armin Sarian, to throw out the first pitch.
I appreciate that.
I love that idea, but we also kind of want John Kuhn to throw out the first pitch.
I appreciate
so we're just
that.
going to add another first pitch, and we'll make first pitch like 12-13.
Never forget it. I appreciate that. I was really nervous that they were going to mess with the whole operation. I didn't want any special. It was pretty cool.
I think the best thing is you buzzed strike right in there.
It was a little high and outside, but I'm fine with that.
Hey, they're offering.
I'm making him chase.
Hey,
that was
you
a
didn't
swing.
bounce.
That was a swing. Exactly. That's all. And I threw it from the mound. And that was a swing strike.
You got to throw from the
Plus,
mound.
I was setting up sequencing with the batter.
You have to.
Yeah. Even though it was just
the
one
eye
bit.
level.
Yeah, exactly. I was making him look at it. And then,
Going some high ched, brush him back, and then
he
go
had
low
no
and away.
idea what was coming in there for
Then
pitch
go
number
low and
4.
away.
it was a big zone because it was a tall batter. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh,
Angel
Aaron Judge
Hernandez
was up
behind
there.
the
Yeah,
plate.
Judge was up there. It wasn't Sal Frelick. It's a tall guy, big strike zone. Everything was good there. So yeah,
I was batting. Yeah.
No,
That was just so out of pocket.
No, it was a short joke, but it wasn't like a he's bad joke. At least give me some credit. I'm not ripped on Sal. Okay.
That you just did.
No, I mentioned he's got a
legitimately just embarrassed him by his height.
That's just a fact. I just mentioned he has a small strike zone. That's a fact.
Doug, he already disrespected Farmers.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
disrespecting the
Again.
Brewers' Gold Glove right fielder who had a seed last night.
Let's take another one out of context. I disrespected the almanac, not
Seed
Farmers.
unfortunately didn't connect on the other end.
Well, luckily, Ali Dunn is going to figure out how to catch that ball and hold on to it because he's the only one with a torpedo bat, reportedly.
Yes.
For the Brewers. So sorry, Dougie. I apologize.
No, that's okay. I mean, as long as we're talking about Super Bowl 45 champions, there's another one that's kind of, sort of, not really making news. We talked a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and his indecision with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's kind of rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, including former Steelers safety Ryan Clark, also played in Super Bowl 45.
Because he loves Aaron Rodgers.
Loves it.
Yeah, well, not so much. He's an analyst now on ESPN.
I mean, it makes me sick, to be honest. Unless Omar, the general manager, Omar Khan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, has some sort of promise or some sort of lean on Aaron Rodgers, believing that he is going to come back and play football. And if he does make that decision, he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I feel like this has been mishandled already.
Darkness Watch continues.
That's not the first time Ryan Clark's been made to feel sick by Aaron Rodgers.
It's true.
You remember that Super
A
Bowl?
lot of plays.
If you
Yeah,
want
a
to go
lot
back
of
to
plays.
that, yeah.
He's told the story as to, he said, not why I don't, people say I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I don't know where that comes from. I don't dislike Aaron Rodgers at all. He did throw a touchdown over the top of me. I jumped the route, thought I was going to pick it off. And then the next time we were on the field, he looked at me and said, hey, 25. This close.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be the most.
Shocker, he doesn't like him.
The most frustrating thing in the world when you are a great player at your position, you think you read the play right, you think you jumped it right, you think you did, and it still actually went through. Like, that's got to be the craziest thing. Like, this guy still threw it past me, and I knew it was coming. Like,
Great offense, great beats, great defense every time.
That was one of the most beautiful passes you'll ever see in the history of passing. So
100%. Let's talk some basketball. The Bucks are riding an 8-game winning streak heading into their first-round playoff series with the Pacers that starts on Saturday. The X factor and the unanswered question is Damian Lillard's availability, but does it help that the Bucks have been able to get hot without him?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's last year I think Giannis got hurt with 2 games before the playoffs, and we didn't have him. It's hard to win anything without Giannis anyway.
Quote, put it on
but
the
at
billboard.
least we've had a long stretch without him. Scoot's been able to come in and help. Ryan Rollins has played great, and we've kind of changed the way we play a little bit with Giannis having the ball more. So at least we've had more time to adjust to it.
A lot of parts there. Love Scoot. Love the nickname Scoot
Absolutely.
for KPJ. 1000% right, where you get a runway to figure out how you can be effective without him on the floor. I don't know that it will be as difficult to ingratiate him back in the lineup as some people are worried about, right? I think Dame comes back in the lineup and is going to be all good in that part of it.
It's just like,
but man,
shots,
it reminds you of just how late and how shocking it was last year when Giannis went out.
That was the thing.
And how quiet that place got, because they're playing the Celtics in that game. Correct me if I'm wrong, last year, right?
I think so.
And they're playing in like a legit spot for seating, and all of a sudden he just sits down.
Yeah.
Just sits down on the floor. And not only did you think the playoff series was over, I thought the whole next season was over.
It was a tough moment. Yeah.
I thought they were going to put, I thought Fiserv Forum was going to go like Drink Wisconsinably, and all of a sudden they were going to put a foreclosure sign up there. Like it was a horrendous moment there for a quick second. And then 3 weeks later, there's optimism, but it was way too early in the process, right? Like when they say there's some optimism, Dame can come back, you look at just how different those timelines are. Maybe there is a little bit better chance. I'm putting it at like a 1 to 2% chance Dame's playing in this series. Is anybody else higher than that?
I'm a little bit higher than that, but not much. I maybe put it closer to 10%.
Sure.
But that we're also completely dependent upon what they're telling us, though, too.
Amen, Dougie.
And it's not like they're on the witness stand and they have to tell the truth.
No, they can say we're hopeful.
We're hopeful.
That's not a lie.
No.
But we're definitely hopeful. Hey, Armin, we're a lot better spot than we were last week.
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah,
that's my favorite statement. We're in a much better spot than we were last week.
Yeah, we're a lot closer to having Dame on the court than we were a week ago.
With the graphic.
Yeah. We're about a week closer than we were a week ago.
The one thing that keeps me hopeful is that, in theory, it could be these series are long. I mean, we're talking about a game 7 could be 2.5 weeks away. So that's a long time. So I'm saying, like, is there a chance he plays if there was a game 7? I'm going to keep that chance higher and open and optimistic.
So there were a couple of play-in games last night as well. Magic, one was Magic hammered the Hawks.
Oh, that was fun.
120-95. The late one was a good game. The Warriors, they edged the Grizzlies 121-116. Couple of games tonight. The Heat take on the Bulls in Chicago. It's the Mavs and the Kings in Sacramento.
That's going to be fun. Nico Harrison said yesterday, I got no regrets.
Sure.
No regrets for making that Luka trade.
I mean, he can't say it. Yeah, I mean, he can't say it.
He can't say I screwed up and I deserve to be fired.
No, but at some point you might say, hey, maybe I misread just how much and the pull that our fans would have. Maybe not. Maybe it is just better to be ambivalent for it and just say like, yeah, doesn't matter to us. Eric Name did get the NBA schedule tweeted out last night at like 2:20. I don't know exactly what he was doing at 2 a.m.
Was doing
Eric Name's an awesome guy. So he was probably just grinding tape. However, got the press release or got the times for the first 4 games of the Bucks and Pacers. Doug, can you tell me what the hell they're doing starting a Bucks Pacers playoff game on a Sunday night at 8:30?
Thank you.
They just try to get
as many games
in. No, because I think anytime you start any game of any consequence that late, it's only for television. It's like at the NCAA tournament. There are games that tip off sometimes after 10 o'clock local time, which is insanity.
Yeah. What are we doing? And especially if you still want Armin to say that it's because we're trying to cater to the Coastals. That's
ain't
even
nobody
worse.
on the coast. Ain't nobody on the coast watching.
Nobody in New York is really, I think, grinding their gears if they're going to miss some of Bucks Pacers.
Yeah.
And for the people in Indianapolis, that is a 9:38 probably tip, 9:40 tip. That's outlandish.
I agree with you, but you're also talking to a guy. I mean, I've been accused of starting to sound old lately, and I did my
I've
best.
just jumped square over.
I think you're talking to a guy that I've done
leapfrogged right into the pool of sounding like the old disgruntled 30-year-old.
It's it's Warriors Grizzlies in the fourth quarter. It's exciting, but it's like midnight. And I'm like just bobblehead, like trying to stay up. Like I did, but it's gonna be tough. That's a late night tip, but hey. That's what it is. I mean, one of the bad. What was the one I was just complaining about? The Purdue game. Oh my gosh, Purdue Houston was going so late. So, it's gonna be a late night that night and a Sunday night too.
Sunday night, however, Fiserv Forum's gonna be buzzing.
Well, when we
if you're talking Sunday fun day and that tip doesn't start till 8:30, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that is going to be a rather lubricated crowd.
Especially because
There's going to be a lot of people calling in sick on Monday.
Well, a lot of sick calls in on Monday.
Because we're going for the sweep,
Or a lot of people that might, look at you.
We're going for the sweep.
That night.
Bucks are going to be up 3-0. We're going for the sweep, so it's going to be high vibes.
Okay. And maybe people Dougie decided to say, we're going to take the next part of the week off because they're going to Green Bay for the draft.
Yeah.
They want to run the entire weekend through because their Airbnb they booked was for 5 days. So like, sweet. We'll still be hanging out, partying. I'm off on Monday. Maybe I am going to go to Bucks Pacers for the latest tip of all time.
Yep, there you go.
It's not that late.
Is it
However,
wrong that I'm just so?
feels so
I mean,
old.
the draft is just it's taken up so much space that anything beyond that, it's like, okay, we'll just kind of breathe then.
that happens then?
Yeah,
That's
that happens.
future Doug's problem.
That's
yeah,
a true.
no doubt.
I'm with you
Truly,
on
that
that.
is future Doug's problem.
That's
Yeah.
when they're going to have the Nico Harrison, I have no regrets kind of moment.
So I have no regrets moment on Monday when they
That's
wake
my
up.
credo. No regrets.
You have no regrets?
Dad?
No? Like not even a single letter?
No way. Not me.
Well done, Dave.
Yeah,
well
thank
done.
you.
Oh man, it is. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited for the playoffs to start. I'm excited for the Bucks and Pacers to get rolling. I'm really excited for Armin Sarian to potentially be right on a Bucks sweep of the Pacers.
Let's get it, baby. I'm ready for this. Let's go. I'm ready to not run from my nightmares here. All right.
Champions fear no one.
Sounds like you're still potentially a little bit nervous.
Well, of course I'm nervous. I want.
Well, that's fair. Yeah,
I
you
want
wake
to
up
beat this
nervous.
team. I want to beat the Pacers. I really want to beat this team.
Desperately.
Tyrese Halliburton.
And Tyrese Halliburton,
Well,
most
especially,
importantly.
yeah, of course.
100%. Dougie, always appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in. We're going to hopefully go and win some people some money.
Yeah, go win some money.
We
Do
need
that.
that. We have some ammunition to play with. Let's
Do
hit
it.
the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
I'll be honest with you. Kind of forgot Bango was sitting over my shoulder there.
Pretty awesome.
I
right?
looked into the camera here and where you can see us on the YouTube and X stream, and I'm like, whoa. What's up, dude?
Staring you down.
The vibes, man. I'm looking
Firing
straight.
me
I'm
up,
looking
dude.
straight at
He's
his
You were looking
eyes.
like a deer in
me up here
headlights.
today.
Making
when,
eye
you saw
contact.
that.
Just looking right into Bango's eyes. All eye contact.
Absolutely.
No pause. 877-794-1973. No BS parlay of the day here today. Now, yesterday, we've been accused of jinxing the Milwaukee Brewers. I think a little bit unfairly. But go on a limb and say it's not our fault that the Milwaukee Brewers send it down their legs when they lose games.
All right, you can defend yourself on that if you want. Yeah.
Oh, so you would say differently.
No, I think
It's
you're
a
right.
superstitious sport, Billy.
No, I think you're
All right,
actually.
you two.
Okay,
Well,
good
now
point.
this is where we would go. If this actually is Team Streak 2.0, the Brewers are going to win 4 straight, right? Like after last night, they get their 4th shutout victory of the year out of 9 wins is wild to think of. And they put to bed a 3-game losing skid.
Big
Chance
win.
to win the series here today. Minus 155 on the money line. Jose Quintana back on the bump. Yesterday, the over of 7.5, only thing to cause us an L, because that system play of just betting overs in minor league and spring training ballparks, Armin, we might have unlocked the code.
I think so. I mean, you were close again last night, and almost had 2 in a row. It was just that the pitching was too good from Quinn Priest from Daddy last night. Quinn Priester.
Pause.
Yeah, I don't know that one's going to catch
It's
on.
not good.
No.
I don't know that one's going to catch on. I like where your head's at.
Quinn Priester was good last night. Too good. The Brewers pitching was so good it lost us the bet. So therefore, I feel we are to be credited for that.
I would say so.
Right,
Yeah,
let's
if
go.
you want to go Father Quinn, maybe, but
It probably makes more sense
yeah.
since he's the Priester.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Father
hold
Quinn?
on. I'm gonna hold on. 877-794-1973. Yeah, and I mean the
Padre. You call him Padre. Yeah.
Padre Priester,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
Padre
except-
Sarah tournament.
Yeah, except he's not on the Padres.
Yeah, but it
No.
means,
If he was on the
Padres,
Padres, it might make a bit more
Then it
sense.
would be
I get
really
it.
good.
Yeah.
but the religious fathers of the Padres. I get it. Okay, fine. We won't call him Padre.
So we're just gonna start up the parlay of the day here today with our system play. Over Red Sox Rays. Now that was a little bit of a sweater last night. However, I think hit the over in like the 7th inning last night of their over 9 runs. It sits at the same spot here today. They got a couple of plus 4.5 ERAs going on the bump for Boston. It's your boy Sean Newcomb going up against Zach Liddell. And let me see a lot of runs at Steinbrenner Field here today in Tampa, Florida. Red Sox Rays tonight over 9 runs.
Hey, how about the Rays continuing their streak, by the way, on April 15th? They lost again.
So
wasn't that like the play or something like that?
Yeah,
that was Nick Bruzewitz's play
That's
for
the
Mike
wise guy
Heller.
pick,
Now,
yeah.
there's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions on that. There are some that are saying they're the cheapest organization of all time.
Right.
They hate tax day.
Hey, tax day, yep.
There's a darker web portion of the internet that was saying, is this a racist organization? They just don't want to win on Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I didn't say that, but hey,
Or they're just bad and they just like losing on April 15th.
that might be closer to the accurate reality, or it's just a quirk. I mean, the Rays haven't been bad all those years.
They've actually been
good.
They've been a
rather
very good
good in those
organization.
last 15
Yeah.
years. They got a lot of
front offices in baseball.
I'll tell you what, though, I wish I would have known before. Like, now I know to bet against it I'm doing it every year.
Yeah, you got to remember it. You got to write it down.
That's the problem. Also, the Rays will definitely win next year when I bet that 5.
100%.
When I put that sawbuck on them, isn't that $5 sawbuck? Isn't that the term?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Sawbuck. I think that's $10. The sawbuck is $10. I'll put 10 on them next year.
Whoa.
I'll do it. I'll double up my unit.
Holy cow. Okay. Talking
No
unit
pause.
size here today. 877-794-1973. Compare your units, Armin Sarian on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line. All right. We're at over 9 runs.
All right, over 9.
In Red Sox race.
I like that
That's
play.
as far as we've been able to get here on the parlay of the day.
How about Keter Montero strikeout prop? How do you feel about the Detroit starter today?
Oh,
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Keter?
Yeah.
Was it Kiter?
I don't know. How do you feel about it? It sounded like you had a hot play on that.
I mean, his prop is so
Sounded
low.
like you were feeling it right there.
There's no even money bet for it. That's the problem. If you bet over 3.5 strikeouts for him, it's minus 180. If you bet over 4.5, it's plus 128. That is such a wide range. I'd like to bet the under because I want us to get the strikeouts. Same with Quintana. Over 4.5 is minus 190. Over 5.5 is plus 115. That's just such a wide, expansive difference. I'm not touching that. So I guess not then. I guess the answer is
Sounds like the answer is no. It sounds like he doesn't love that
there's
situation.
no even money bet on there. So I mean, we could play it super safe.
I think we're gonna pass on that one. We're also gonna go as over 7.5 runs, Giants and Phillies. Giants have hit this number in all of their last 5 games, including 10 runs yesterday in a 6-4 loss to Philadelphia, 10-4 win on Monday night. It is Robbie Ray going up against Aaron Nola. Neither have been great. Aaron Nola's actually just been downright kind of bad to start the season. He's given up 4 bombs, walked 5, and he's got a whip of 1-4.
Yeah, he's
for Aaron Nola. That is as about as bad as it gets, and they're at over 7.5 runs here today.
Yeah, he's getting close to Corbin Burns territory with those numbers.
And I'm really going to aggravate some people.
Okay, do it.
I'm going Brewers run line in this parlay of the day. Jose Quintana deserved such a better fate in his first start with the Milwaukee Brewers.
I mean, I agree. I actually like that bet a lot.
Deserved a much, much, much better fate than he got in game number 1. He was electrifying in Arizona, laying a run and a half with the Milwaukee Brewers here today. That boosts your odds to plus 748. Amongst friends here, we're going to call it 750.
And if it wasn't for the whole, jinx factor and all that funny stuff, I mean, I like this bet a lot, Billy. I think the Brewers will do this.
You just hate the fact that I just jinxed the Brewers potentially.
No, you got to make a smart
have.
bet with your head.
Yeah.
All right, I like this a lot.
Do not believe in the boy at
We're
all.
putting up runs today, man, I think.
Putting up runs today.
I think so.
Didn't have enough yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't have quite enough yesterday.
You got Ollie Dunn with the torpedo bat.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
Could change things. Maybe some other guys borrow his torpedo bat so that they can try and get some hits as well.
So is that allowed? Is that like in youth baseball when Timmy gets a sweet new bat and everybody gets to go and use his Easton stealth when he goes up to the plate?
You definitely got to ask him for it.
You got to ask
You
because
gotta
Hey man,
ask
can I try that new DeMarini bat you got?
Because his mom's gonna be like, I bought that bat for you.
Yeah,
Not
I
for
didn't
all-
buy that for Johnny to be hitting with.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's more
And
of a thing
especially
now.
if they break it.
Yeah. Because I didn't play travel ball and all that. That was less of a thing growing up for me. I was in Little League, so no one really, it was whatever bats there were. But I would imagine now with travel ball and equipment, all the helicopter moms are side-eyeing if someone else is using their kids' equipment. Am I
I mean,
wrong?
those bats are a couple $100.
Yeah, my mom hit the side eye when your boy. Listen, we're teammates. I got the first baseman's glove. Somebody else is going to go play first base. You need this bad boy. No. Mama Schmidt did not love that one. So listen, there's a lot of that, Armin. I think there's a lot of that going on.
I use bet I use in Little League, the Brewers Bat Day giveaway bat. That's what I use.
That's why you hit 400.
Yeah.
400 what?
877-794-1973. Brewers run line, lay the run and a half over for the San Francisco Giants and Philadelphia Phillies over 7.5 runs, over 9 runs. Red Sox Rays plus 750 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. And get to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get to Potawatomi.com/sportsbook to be able to reserve your spot on their shuttle buses to and from Green Bay for the NFL draft coming up next week. The best deal you're going to find in a way to get to and from the NFL draft. Let me run through these deals one time. Hotel and shuttle. 1 night stay, shuttle ride to and from Green Bay for 2 guests. Cost is $600 a night. You get $100 reward play per night. $100 food and beverage gift card per night. Departs from Potawatomi at 1, leaves Green Bay at 11. You're back by 1. Good little 12-hour trip.
That's awesome. That is an awesome setup.
One of the best hotel rooms in the city is where you're going to be at, and you have the opportunity to come back, spend some of that food and beverage card at the marketplace, go and quadruple that rewards play.
That's it right
Go
there.
and win your entire weekend, and then maybe you're sitting there like,
I made money on
want to
this
go
deal.
again?
Yeah.
Go tomorrow too, and you grab yourself that deal as well. Or if it's just the shuttle ride, you don't need a room to stay. 1 spot on the shuttle to and from Green Bay, $100 per person per day, $25 in rewards play. Same thing. Leaves at 1, leaves Green Bay at 11. Potawatomi/sportsbook to be able to go and get all the details and get your reservations right there, right at the top, Potawatomi.com. Get the information, get your spot on that shuttle, and get to Green Bay. And they've already changed the odds. It's already plus 730 now. They are nervous about this bad boy hitting, shaking in their boots at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get down to Canal Street and get a winner before we return on No BS on the Game.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. Friday, test your skills in the ultimate cornhole tournament at 3 p.m. Every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. Make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you're at the draft live. Chances to win great prizes every day. Meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Fame player Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Try your skill at the Leap Wall. Great drink specials at just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week. Watch the live radio row with multiple stations broadcasting live all day. Join the game's Drew and KB during their show, Tuesday through Friday starting at 3 p.m. That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
Tired all the time? Do you experience low energy, bad sleep, stubborn weight gain, mental fog? It's not just aging, it could be low testosterone. At Game Day Men's Health, the mission is to help men take back their strength, confidence, and performance. Drew Olson here. For generations, men's health has been a taboo subject. We're guys. We only go to the doctor or clinic if bones are broken or a wound won't stop bleeding. Game Day Men's Health is going to change that outlook. With fast, free T-level testing, you'll know in minutes if low T is the problem. And if it is, the doctor-supervised testosterone therapy gets you back to feeling your best. No waiting rooms, no long appointments, just real results. But they don't stop there. At Game Day Men's Health, they also offer medical weight loss to help shed stubborn fat, ED treatments for performance and confidence, peptide therapy for muscle growth, recovery, and anti-aging. Get back in the game and take back your energy, your strength, and your edge with Game Day Men's Health. Book your free consultation today at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. 4 area locations, GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
KB, Iron Jock's long sleeve t-shirt. Where does it rank on your list of favorites?
I love it. It's my go-to when I'm home.
You're not alone. Our smart and good-smelling listeners agree. They give it a 4.8 out of 5-star rating. It's one of Iron Jock's best sellers.
Now through April 27th, take 35% off Iron Jock long sleeve t-shirts with the code BESTSELLER35.
Relaxed fit, constructed with a thread that eliminates that scratchy feel.
The best t-shirt on the planet for under $30.
Get yours now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Are you a legit NFL trivia whiz? Or maybe you're just good at Google. Well, tune in today to the Drew and KB Show for your chance to win an ultimate tailgate package or Pep's Draft House pizza for a year. Every day in April, Pep's Draft House trivia every day at 5 p.m. See you then.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
It's me, Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. I see those dry elbows, baby. But don't worry, get moisturized right in the shower. So hydrated you can skip the lotion after.
Don't wanna see it dry no more. Skin so moisturized with body wash.
Look at you now, no more dry skin. Your skin gets the moisture it craves with
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Alt 2K. A commercial-free look back to alternative from the 2000s. It just takes some time, little girl in the middle of the ride. With Foo Fighters, Weezer, Linkin Park, Green Day, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Alt 2K, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio.
97.3 The Game.
No BS on the game. Appreciate you hanging out with all of us. Dave Gasper. Spinning some very good country tunes here today.
We're going with the farmer, music, and we got
leaning into Armin's
yeah.
dream is what it sounded like, was to be a farmer.
Well, I mean, we got to respect the farmers, and hey,
glad
the
somebody's doing
sexy.
it. Yeah, thanks for at least somebody.
It's almost planting time.
Giving some love to the farmers, cuz
Just sexy. It really turns her on.
I think there's a lot of guys that have been thinking that is pretty true.
Yeah, banger. This is his first big hit, really, Kenny. I remember this. Hey, it's almost planting time. I mean, you got to prepare. You got to get your equipment ready. You got to check the fields for dryness. You got to start planting now before the weeds take over and the weather changes. It's an important time. It's an important time. There's never a time off.
I did like on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line, which is 877-794-1973. I was a big fan of people saying, you know what you might want to do is start with a garden. Like you might want to start with like a garden before you say, like, you know what, I could get like 15, 20 acres
maybe
and figure it out.
But I also think it's disrespectful for someone to say, I can farm, I garden. Yeah, I don't think because you're growing your tomato plants in the backyard successfully,
but
it means you can handle a whole farm,
Yeah, but you also got to see if you have a green thumb. Like, for example, my parents have, tried to have a garden and
not
planting
working out.
flowers and whatnot, and the flowers never make it, and the weeds survive. So it's like we are not green thumb kind of people where we could make that work.
Yeah, but you know what?
Definitely not.
You got to tell yourself that those weeds are just as beautiful as the flowers, and that is a metaphor for life, gentlemen. Right there, that's what you got to do. That's how you got to approach it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
No,
Hey,
I don't.
The first
I don't
time,
fully get what you're
first
saying.
time someone
Sorry.
grew a carrot, they thought they had nothing except some green weeds, and they realized, oh, the vegetables
out.
underneath. You never know where the blessings come from. So
Huh.
just try to, hey, just think about it in a different way. But you're right. You do have to see. Do you have an ability, a green thumb?
Yeah, Alex in Cambria said, trust me, the fields are dry enough. So maybe you figure it out there.
I'm saying that's why you check the fields. Everyone's got different topography in their field. Maybe
UPS Ben is 1,000% true. Everybody wants to be a farmer until they find out how much work it is.
It's work.
Also until they find out the hours that farmers are grinding. That is the most impressive life.
You can't sleep in.
Where
man.
it's 4:30 in the morning, you're out there ready.
Yep, you can't sleep
and then
in.
you're back out there instantly. Somebody Bricky said, Armin, you high?
No.
Did you get into the stash of Happy Place hemp that we just picked up last week? Or yesterday?
I know it's effective, but I didn't.
Okay, good.
Why, what did I say something wrong out there?
Well, you sounded like a farmer would definitely be one of those potentially.
Hey, listen,
Weeds are more beautiful than flowers. That's a new
well, it's all about your perspective in life. But yeah, man, this is the time of the year where you start to plant. You see what you can come up with this year. Knee high by the 4th of July is what we need the corn at. My dad always told me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, when we drive by some
how you need it.
cornfields. Yeah, that's what you need right there. So I'm excited.
Dan in West Bend sent in a picture of Pete Rose on the phone, said, put it all on the Brewers. All right. Are we feeling that? Because it is if they're going to be Team Streak, if they are going to be Team Streak 2.0, they win today for sure.
I agree with that, Billy. Yeah, absolutely. They have to get that streak going. And listen, the Brewers are still in good, right where they want to be at 9-9. Amidst all the turmoil that's been happening, I think this is it. You're in the spot you want to be. You go out and try and win a series. Hopefully, we don't hear from Brenton Franklin, because we're going to hear from Brenton Franklin only if the Tigers win.
Only if the Tigers win. He was the first to comment on pretty much any post on Monday. I doubt probably yesterday as much. Van in Milwaukee, do no run first inning. A lot of people love that investment. There are certain plays that are parlayable and certain ones that are not. That one is not at pretty much every institution. However, it is an electric factory. You already know my deal of let's figure out if we win instantly or not. It's one of the reasons why we like having the Brewers right away in the parlay of the day, first pitch in a half hour or so. Matt in Milwaukee said, Billy, it's not your fault. You're just horrible at picking parlays. And that's pretty nice of him to say. Listen, I'm glad that he said it's not my fault that I'm bad at it. I'm just bad at it.
Again, process and result. I don't think you're bad at it, Billy. I think your process has been good most of these days. I think it's the teams out there that are screwing up. I don't think it's your problem.
Oh, that's fair. Yes. Josie in Milwaukee, Armin is making my hippie heart happy today. Look at you. Sounding
me too, I appreciate
a
that.
little influenced. Are you just excited for what the celebration is this weekend on Sunday? Is that why you're
for Easter, you know?
Well, that and also something else. I mean, if people are asking, "What are you high?"
Oh, it falls on the same day this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does fall on the same day as April 20th.
That's your holiday. You get two holidays.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying. That's. I'm focused on the on the resurrection.
Listen, I think everybody is winning on April 20th because of the deals that Happy Place Hemp are.
That's what I'm talking. I agree with you.
Incredible 420 deals.
You got that plus the resurrection should be a great day.
Yes, yes. Yeah. He has risen and he will rise from Happy Place Hemp.
I do like all the growers on the text line.
Growing what?
Live from the tractors, sending us pictures. How about that?
Growing crops.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Sam in Cassville.
Yeah, gotcha.
Sam in Cassville. Where did I hear that before? Sam Okie? Is that Sam Okie? No. It's an old reference. Old reference. That's okay. Somebody out there will get it. People will get it.
People
Sam
definitely
Okie.
got it.
One of
the
great basketball players ever come out of Cassville, Wisconsin.
No, just Sam, not Okie. He played the same game. How about 414? Armin, why don't you just play Farming Simulator?
No, that's AJ Dillon's thing.
That might be where you stop. Let's just play Farmer Simulator, and then that's as close as you get to being in it.
That's absolutely true.
Just like the closest we'll get mostly to being in an NFL locker room is playing Madden, right, on a PS5 or an Xbox.
Right.
Somebody like Mike Vrabel has been in a lot of locker rooms. Won a lot. I saw a video yesterday that was circulating around the internet of Mike Vrabel during his playing days being on set with Andrea Kramer, John Jansen, former Michigan football player and Washington Redskins left tackle at that time. And I want to say Trent Green. They were in a panel, and it was in the 2008 NFL draft. That was when the Vikings had traded Randy Moss for Napoleon Harris and I believe the 8th pick, right? And then they go and draft Troy Williamson. Thank you very much, Vikings. Thank you,
Not
Vikings.
bad. I'll
We
take
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you know, Jansen and Trent Green are like, I don't know how you can play with this guy. Like, how can you play with this guy? He walks off the field in the middle of a game. No one's going to be able to count on that. And Mike Vrabel's like, wait a second. How many touchdowns did he have? 13 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. He goes, production's production. Like, I get it. I understand where you're at. We can play with this guy. And Jansen and Trent Green are just apoplectic. Like, how on earth are you doing this? What are you talking about? You've won Super Bowls. Neither of us have won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And you're the one saying you can win with this guy. He goes, hey, you know who the leader of that football team should be? Dante Culpepper. You know who the production guy on that team is? Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking him to produce. Plays very into Mike Vrabel's quote yesterday that got circulated around. And after we were talking to Wayne Larrivee in the second hour, Wayne is in on the concerns that many people have about Abdul Carter's personality, right? Some quirks, some very high level of fondness maybe about himself.
Sure.
And some people are seeing that it's going to fall in the draft. This is a part of Albert Breer's write-up at NBC Boston where the caption says, passing on Abdul Carter due to character concerns would be, quote, idiotic. Mike Vrabel was asked yesterday if the team would potentially pass on an Abdul Carter at number 4 because of some personality concerns. Vrabel's comments, he won't rule drafting anybody out because he said, quote, you can't win. You can't do what you want with just a bunch of good dudes. That's not going to get it done.
You know, there's something to that. There's something to that. No doubt about it. You need a little edge to it. KB always says you need some criminal element.
That's his quote. Yes, yeah. A little bit of the criminal element. But I think he's right. Like, for you to just sit around and just have good guys, just to have great friends, and everybody's very, very happy, and nobody's worried about it, and nobody's angry with each other. I love that statement. You can't win. You can't do what you want to do with a bunch of good dudes. You got to get some guys that are maybe about only themselves, maybe about production, and then, you know, Breer continued on the character concerns of one Abdul Carter. He goes, they're valid. I don't think there's enough to pass on his talent, like, whatsoever. I think you'd be idiotic because of what that position is. In all likelihood, at some point, they're going to need another great player at that position. It's a premier position, and most great defenses have a guy like that. The reality is, as Breer continues, a lot of those guys are different. Myles Garrett is a very different guy.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the best 5 players at any position in the NFL. Micah Parsons, as Breer states, isn't all that well liked in the Cowboys building.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Watt is very into himself. With every single one of them, there's something. I don't know why it's specific to that position, but it's what you get. So I think there's something eventually you're going to have to deal with. Do you want to deal with it in the first year of Mike Vrabel? Ideally, no, but this is too high end of a talent to pass on.
Yeah, I mean, you need those talented guys, and there's a point to, like, at that level of greatness, you will have some maybe arrogance or cockiness or weirdness. I don't know, whatever you have, but maybe that comes with the territory. And I think when people say character concerns, it's a buzzword. It's like a catch-all. But to get specific is a lot of different types of people, like, right? So character concerns, Jimmy Johnson used to say, like, what does it mean? Like, is he a bad guy in terms of he's going to want to go out and, you know, harm people, or is he not going to be able to show up for practice? Is he accountable? Yes. Or does that mean he's outspoken? He goes, it's one thing to be one and one thing to be the other. If a guy's smart, I can reason with him. I don't care if he's outspoken. So I think that was always Jimmy Johnson's argument when they talked about those Cowboys teams. On the flip side, Billy, I think it makes a lot of fans of a team feel good and we see this a lot in college sports, makes them feel good when their team is good and they're guys you like rooting for, because you feel like they represent you a little bit. That. You feel like it's a reflection of you as a fan for some reason, even though it's not. Same in college, where you like guys that are hometown, homegrown guys. It's that extra element to, 96 Packers are my favorite team. One of the great defenses in football. Also love that we thought those were good guys, man. Those, you had Reggie and Leroy and all those guys, but all those guys would tell you, we had Wayne Simmons too. And he had a little bit of a screw loose sometimes. And we needed that edge. We needed an edge to us a little bit. And that's just the reality of the game of football. This is still at its core of Island game about taking another man down, right? I mean, that's just the reality. So there's got to be a little bit of that mentality inside you that I think is something that all coaches, all personnel guys, they want a little bit of it. They want to be able to harness it for their good.
Yes.
Their team. So.
And I think that you said it perfectly. The word harness is maybe the best one, and how you are able to still get the best out of yourself and everybody else around you in key moments. That's going to be the most important part of it. But when you're talking about a position where you have to have insane ability or confidence in yourself that I'm just going to work this guy in front of me. This guy's got no chance of being able to block me. It does lend itself to some self-confidence that might be taken a different way by certain guys. I don't think it's a bad thing. If Abdul Carter was available and you're in the position for it, I'm still pouncing.
Come on, you have to pick him.
I'm pouncing. I watched that guy dominate the Notre Dame game with one arm. One arm. I'm taking him wherever I can. And if indeed, like we were talking about with Wayne Larrivee, I don't think there's going to be a ton of trading up or trading down. If there's anybody to go and get if he starts slipping, it's that guy from Penn State. 877-794-1973. You won't believe what Cam Ward said. Now, maybe you can. Maybe you can believe what Cam Ward said. We're going to have that one coming up while he was gaming, because that's where you do it now.
Of course,
either on social media or on your Fortnite stream. Cam Ward had some takes of the best players in the NFL. We'll have that one in our closing ceremonies before we get out of here, before we hand it off to the Mike Keller Show, who Armin fed yesterday. We're going to get a report on that and a lot more coming up when Nick Brusewitz and Mike Keller join us. We hand it off to the Mike Keller Show in about 15 minutes. We're back before then with our closing ceremonies of No BS right here on The Game.
Ain't in the cars or pickup trucks, but if it runs like a deer, man, her eyes light up. She thinks my tractor sexy.
Hey, it's Mike Keller here, inviting you to join me December 11th as we uncover the unique charms of Austria and Germany, visiting the magical Christmas markets with Colette. We'll unpack this once, stay 5 nights in Innsbruck, nestled in the heart of the amazing Alps. We'll enjoy fairy tale cities where age-old culture is interwoven into seasonal specialties. Plenty of time for Glühwein and shopping at all the classic Christmas markets. And we'll visit the magnificent medieval cities of Salzburg, Oberammergau, and Munich, plus journey by train to the Alpine mountain village of Seefeld. Colette covers all the details. They arrange the flights, meals, hotels, and local experiences. Your only job is to have the greatest time of your life. Don't miss your chance to join us and meet me and Kari and the folks from Colette to learn more on Monday, April 21st at 7 p.m. at Red and White Wine Bar on Main Street in Waunakee. Visit 973thegame.iheart.com for details or call Colette 844-871-7824.
Hey guys, Billy Schmoo, my friends in Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. And at Milwaukee Weight Loss, their doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program comes with a secret weapon. They're weight loss coaches that are there with you for ongoing support before, during, and far after you're done with Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without drugs or injections with the risk of serious side effects. No prepackaged meals, no bars and shakes, and no exercising even required. Their program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Here's the best part. Their program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other weight loss programs that you've either tried or heard of in the past. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in the first month or two. That's up to 1 pound a day. So start by scheduling your free consultation by giving them a call at 262-433-4008 or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on The Game and that Billy Schmidt sent you.
Biz Expo is May 13th at Brookfield Conference Center. Learn from the experts at the strategy seminars and keynote presentation on resilient leadership. Connect with business leaders and customers at Biz Expo May 13th. Register at biztimes.com/bizexpo.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Rima Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Rima Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
Wax is dead. At Charisma Customs, our ceramic coating packages actually works and protects your paint, giving your vehicle a mirror-like shine. Our ceramic coatings have superior defense against dirt, grime, road salt, bugs, and UV rays. With several packages and options, we have a solution right for you. The ease of washing and maintenance, plus your paint will look amazing for many years. Book your ceramic coating today at Charisma Customs in Delafield. Call 262-444-2525 or visit charismacustoms.com. Shine, protect, drive with confidence.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Adam Pavlak here. Wednesday afternoons, I'm living the high life with Drew and KB. Thanks to my friends at Miller High Life. The champagne of beers, always flavorful, always refreshing. So join us, raise that bottle, and welcome to the high life.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Ample sunshine for our Wednesday. Temperatures warm into the low 50s away from Lake Michigan, but a breeze kicks in off the lake in the afternoon to keep it in the 40s near the lake. We'll likely see some more clouds tonight, and rain returns tomorrow. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Packers fans, you now can register for free entry to the 2025 NFL Draft by downloading the NFL One Pass app or online at NFL.com/draft access.
No BS before we get out of here and hand it off to the Mike Heller Show. Got some news for you on this Wednesday. Armin, he didn't even make it as long as Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, he undercut him on this. Yeah.
The Wisconsin Lutheran product, Milwaukee's own Con Knipple, announcing here just moments ago, forever a Blue Devil, taking the brotherhood with me to the next chapter. Hashtag NBA Draft. Con Knipple announcing he is foregoing his next 3 years of eligibility, heading to the NBA Draft, where he is projected to be a lottery pick.
Yeah, he should be in the
I don't
lottery.
think anybody was anticipating he was staying. And the more and more, Armin, that I keep listening to guys that talk and cover and love the NBA Draft, similarly to how we love the NFL Draft coming up in a week, Con's going to keep rising up those boards. It sounds like the more and more people are watching him, the more and more people are thinking of how he translates to the NBA, the more and more they like him.
I think they like him. I think he does translate well. And I think they also like that he visibly was fine taking his role this year and excelling in it. I think they love that. They know they can put, he's a known quantity. They can put this guy in whatever role they want, and he's going to be there, be accountable, and he's a good player. He's got all the skills you want. And I think, you know, maybe a question some people had was, okay, how well can this guy defend on the perimeter, maybe wings, stuff like that. He's done a great job this year with that. He can obviously shoot the ball. He can put it on the floor. So if you want him to be 3-and-D, he can be that. He has potential to be more. Khan's not wasting any time. A one and done. He's declaring. I think everybody knew it, like you said, Billy. But he did it before Cooper did. He's going to be a lottery pick. So congrats to Khan.
Going to be a lottery pick. Sounds like he might go top 10.
The next in the line of really good players from this state. I mean, it's a trend the last 10, 20 years.
Watch Pajemski last night, filling it
a great
up.
example. Whether or not they play in college in this state, which has been a source of some consternation, I know, for fans, and Tyrese and guys like that have been good NBA players from this state. So he's probably going to be the next one. Well, he will be the next one to go to the NBA, probably have a good career there. So
I think he's going to be a really good player in the league. Just the more and more you watch him, and like you said, I think one of the reasons the scouts really are going to like him is because of exactly what he did. He played within the system, played alongside somebody that was going to be the headliner, and then was able to star in his role and just get more and more comfortable and confident doing it. That's what the league is, right? It's always about, there's going to be multiple star players. Absolutely. I don't know that he is going to be 25 point a game guy. I also didn't think Tyler Hero was necessarily going to be a 20-point guy in the NFL or in the NBA, pardon me. And you can change that. You can develop into that player. And it also is, Butchie talks about this all the time. And he lived it, where it's all about system and it's all about the fit and it's all about how much the organization is into you and how much the certain people in that organization are going to be able to continue to elevate your status and continue to develop you and invest in you, because that's a part of it. It's an investment when you're a 19, 20-year-old kid going into the NBA.
Absolutely. You could put together a pretty good team of players in the NBA right now that are from Wisconsin. I mean, when you think about it.
Yeah.
You think about Jalen Johnson.
We need some more size.
Yeah, I think we could. Well, Kevon Looney's still there.
Oh, good call. What am I doing?
There's one.
Wow.
But I know what you mean. You put Kevon, or from Milwaukee, Hamilton. You got Jalen Johnson. You got a bunch of guys there. You got Podziemski. I never pronounced it right. Podziemski, who was from Greenfield. Could have gone to Greenfield. Could have. I don't know.
He's smarter than that.
Your boy Tyler Hero. I just. It's pretty impressive when you think about the amount of players in the NBA and good players from the state of Wisconsin. So, yeah.
Watching Kevon Looney in high school was a different experience.
He was a monster at Hamilton, and some of the athleticism left him, I think, as his age and some of the injury. But you know what? He's carved out a really good career for himself as a role player on a really good team.
And a 3-time NBA champion.
Yeah, and he's got a role, and he plays it well. He's a great rebounder, I think. And
he brought the Larry O'Brien trophy after they won the one time. I got a picture
really
with
cool.
him.
That was
Pretty
really
sweet
cool.
time. He's an awesome dude. And
Hamilton,
great example of, like you just said, he's kind of the first of this wave of Milwaukee guys going into the league. And you could feel a pretty solid team. Khan going to be the next one potentially. Don't know what he made at Duke. No, he made a decent amount of cash. Our friend Mike Keller has been wondering about it. We're going to talk to him and Nick Brusewitz on the other side. We're going to talk some Badgers football, talk some NFL football, talk some NFL draft, as well as the Brewers, which are having a first pitch in about 15 minutes from right now. They got you from noon to 3. Dave Gasper, fantastic job producing the program.
Great job.
Some great work here today.
Man. Yeah.
Armin, fantastic job. Don't piss off any farmers in the next segment, please.
I got my overalls ready, so don't worry about it.
Are those Packer overalls that you were wearing?
I love those, man. I those are great. I get some overalls. Gotta get in the dirt. Gotta start planting. I'd love to grow some veg. I want a fruit tree. I have to get a yard first, but when I do,
once you get that yard, you get a couple of fruit trees.
Yeah, nice.
Couple of chickens.
I'm thinking pears and apples. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that works out.
And then you're basically a farmer.
A farmer. We're going to pair this show with the Mike Heller Show right after this. It's been No BS. We'll try to be better on a Thirsty Thursday tomorrow. We'll talk to Paul Wagner, Matt LePay. Thanks to Wayne Larrivee for joining us here today. It's been No BS. Handed off to the Mike Heller Show right after this.
On my international harvest